There we go. Technical difficulties. It's fine. Hello, everyone. How we doing today, gang?
We're here. We're queer.
We're something. We're something.
We're a little.
It's dice time.
We're drinking Billy Irishes. Not really.
No, we're not.
That's the you thing. You want to do just pop off thing, but keep that away from me.
That looks caustic.
You know what it looks like? You know how like when they have like chalk is like some certain ice cream and it actually looks like earthworm dirt, but it actually looks like ice cream. It should not look that liquidy.
It's too liquid.
I just realized we are
Much
dating
sauce.
this session.
Really
With
are.
stupid meme. Anyway, hi. We're the Awwor gang. We're here to play session 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently it's buzzy. Does it sound buzzy for anyone else?
I don't know, but I haven't checked.
There's a light buzzing going on.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
there
yeah. I
buzzing
hear it.
again?
Oh,
Yeah.
did we hit the mic? Technical difficulties.
They're bound to happen at least once. Bye, Roddy. Have a beautiful time.
How are we doing now? You still got buzzing?
I'm not
Cool.
hearing the buzz on my end.
It sounds good from what I can hear.
Yeah, I hear it. I'm not hearing it.
Sweet. I might need to get a new cable for my mic.
Entirely possible. I did hear my own voice, which is the most unfortunate thing you can do.
At this point,
I'm just bad.
At this point, I'm just used to it.
But you can never really quite expect how different you sound from hearing it from microphone. Otherwise, it's so funny how you don't sound in your head. It's like, oh god,
I feel like I sound way more tired than what I feel like I sound like.
I feel like I sound way more femme than what I want to sound like.
Nah,
I sound-
you had the prime voice envy of like riding the line of androgynous.
Each time I hear my voice, I have to think, do I sound okay or do I sound like a neckbeard?
Dude, you sound totally fine.
Yeah. No neckbeards.
As someone who fucking top tier appreciates the voices, you sound perfectly good.
Thank you. Seeing the warnings of causes of death is still
concerning.
yes.
I'm so happy I wrote that one. It was an excellent
It's
choice.
so good. Before we do get started, I would like to do a quick shout out. I've already done one in text, but I'd like to give another shout out to Bolus for making our theme song and a bunch of other music.
Yeah.
And stay tuned because we might be getting an official EP release of it on Spotify. Which I'm very excited for.
So exciting.
Also to let everyone know, currently we are down a player for this evening, or at least like most of it, since one of us has the unfortunate aspect of schooling that must continue to be taken care of. So if they join us, they will join us when they can. If not, we will be playing without our dear beloved Corbin, at least for a little while. So unfortunately, Aaron will not be able to join us for at least a chunk of the session. We'll see how things go.
We're gonna
Good
let
luck on
Safi make
your
all the charisma checks.
final project.
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I
Yes!
refuse.
-4. Let's go.
What?
Let's
could
go.
possibly
Excuse me.
go
-3.
wrong?
It's
Oh, it's
-3.
Sorry.
Just the stat is 4.
You can at least let the person who has a +3 in charisma to help.
Yeah.
Absolutely
yeah.
not. Absolutely not. Safi is now the face of the party and is making all the charisma checks.
No,
Let's
I just
go.
just like
Let's
look at me,
go.
look at me, look at me. I'm the Bart now.
I am the
Oh
captain.
boy. Well, to do a recap from where we had started, where we had left off last session, the party had made their way south from Daplicate, making their way along the road heading towards the small hamlet village of Oparl, and experiencing a heavy rainstorm for them along the way. The travel itself was fairly uneventful until their single night of rest, where a brief moment was able to be had for over everyone at this point in time. If we're not due for a few inquisitive and crime-minded kobolds attempting to rifle through Algan's belongings and steal the majority of what was located within their trunks at this point in time. However, they were able to be spotted and quickly were reprimanded in a fashion that reminded them of the returning of all goods that had been taken, mud stained or not. And after that, but with a brief discussion and finding about a bit more that there seems to be a rift happening between the local kobold population, and between what sounds as if like two different profits occurring for between them at this point in time. A bit of discussion had gone on in terms of whether or not to aid in this aid in either considering to have this ceasefire or continue between the not ceasefire, excuse me, but to have this whole situation be put to an end by the party with, and either leave the kobolds to their own shenanigans, or to perhaps aid one side of the group or the other, or perhaps even start up a cult in your name by accident with the Saffron Fury as in itself. But that's for a later date to this point in time to discover, as the party was able to return to rest, and then the next day found themselves once more upon the road, where they heard a scream coming off in the distance and arrived in time just to see a young individual fully swallowed by a giant toad. A fierce and first combat occurred for the group as a group as together in itself, and were able to successfully eliminate these toads and free the young individual from the toady demise, and then eventually, at that point in time, came to realize that it was a young person by the name of Trevilia, who seemed to has been falling on some hard times, but has been making their way in the direction of Opal, looking for either work in some way, shape, or form, but at least away from the city of Dapplegate. Which we now find ourselves making our way once more upon the cart, heading on the downhill slope in towards the village of Opal itself. Before we enter into the village, is there anything that anyone wish to do or talk about or discuss?
No, I'm good.
All Raya's doing just writing. That's all.
I believe it was Saffron and Trevillier who had who had stepped outside and were like walking alongside the
Yeah.
wagon itself.
Yeah.
Raya too, because he's not wanting to be near Allegan or Corbin because of the
Fucking
repellent that they put on.
citronella.
The citronella.
Correct.
I think I would hop off like the front where I was sitting with a terrace and just like go through the boxes. Um, kind of just like handing one of the medical masks over to Raya to like hopefully block out some of the smell, as I have them just like help me repair and clean uh any of like the medical supplies that were damaged by the kobolds, so that we can get those ready for when we head into a portal.
Again, they had only been able to go through the kind of the top layers, so there was like many different clothes that were in now either mud covered that you'd gone through like presentation to clean or otherwise, and some amount of mending that had been able to take care of. There was, I believe, one outfit that had been completely and thoroughly ruined because of kobold claws, but the rest are able to be salvaged to their fullest extent.
Okay, cool. So we have those to hand over.
Correct. So heading down into the village proper in itself, uh, the first thing you see is that it's a small village between these four kind of 4 or 5 rising mounds, atop which are the ruined, desiccated remains of mansions, pleasure palaces, gardens. You can see the overgrown wilds at the top of them in different places, but many of them in heavy state of destitute disrepair, and even to the one time where it looks like many of them have been scavenged for various different supplies, and a smallish shanty town more than anything else has kind of sprung up between these 5 hills, where there's a little bit of a river that runs down in between each of them and then comes to form a single one and snake its way through the village proper. A few larger buildings like still seem to be standing, but one in particular catches your eye off to one side, like on the southern slope of one of the rises, and Trevelia points it out to all of you. If you're looking for a place to stay, that's going to be the one that you want. It's a bit of a so at least from what I've been able to hear and say is that that's known as the Far Prospect. It's run by an individual known as Flanders, who marks himself as the Lord of Oparl. But at least as far as he can manage it, he runs the only inn tavern this far south of Dapplegate itself. Don't know much about the rest of you. I know Nadisi is supposed to be the healer of the village. She's on the farther side, like has her own little space, own little hut that where most people sick go through, so you don't really find others just hanging around willy-nilly, don't want to catch some form of disease or otherwise. We have a smith. There's a commissary somewhere. I can't remember. I don't really go there much itself. One who runs it creeps me out. And then the last one, you can most of the people that come to go see is Thulin's bins. That's where most of the salvage gear and stuff is bought and traded in for.
How long's it been since the terrace has been here?
It's been probably 2-3 years.
Okay.
You
Was
don't necessarily
Flanders
have.
the quote unquote runner of this town then?
Yes, the Fair Prospect has been here for about a good 10-ish years.
Okay.
And has been running for the whole time. In fact, you would know that it's kind of like one of these secondary manors that has been taken and been reoccupied. It's a 2-story kind of like large building that has a number of different rooms available for rent and for a number of different drinks available. It is definitely a seedier village and tavern in of itself, just because of the natural clientele. But it is a place where rooms are available for rent and where many different adventurers will come through to stay, simply because of the natural attractiveness of the area in terms of for those who seek loot or salvage in some way, shape, or form.
Cool.
I was just going to look around. How many it's like so officially about 160. How many like people are walking around? Does it look kind of crowded? Are there like quite a bit of open places? Is open spots in on the road? Anything?
There's no coverings really on the road in itself, but yeah, go make a perception check.
Okay. Here I go. Okay, that's a
Could I
good one.
assist?
You are kind of more so focused on your stuff in your trunks itself, but how would
Valid.
you like to assist? Or you can make your own separate roll if you would like.
Yeah, I'll make a separate roll just to boost
I'll just
chances.
so that's actually going to be I rolled a 16, so that's gonna be a 21. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I
21.
won't even bother rolling. Okay, damn.
I'm telling you, there are, and it's not really a whole lot of people walking around there. You see a few people here and there. Many of the smaller buildings are closer to tents or improper lean-tos that are kind of like leaning against each other, quite literally just to keep themselves standing. You can see that many of the different buildings are like quite literally have almost like some of them have these opulent beams that were probably like that are like kind of peeling paint off of them, or very finely carved like chunks of like old mirrors or similar that are used as like l- basically like holding sticks or similar in order to actually allow for like these buildings to be made into these many different like sloppy kind of housed in ramshackle tents and homesteads, basically, because of just there was so much wealth here and that was tied up in the mansions, that there was where all the supplies were at the point in time. And when the original people left, then that was all the mansions themselves, for at least the closer ones, have been scavenged as heavily as they possibly can. People wise, there's not a whole lot walking around. You see maybe a couple here and there as you're all kind of heading down into the village proper in itself. um One thing that well, two things that you get your eye. The first is the fact that you do see a more than enough fair share of people just kind of like peeking out from the interior of these shanty tents or otherwise, and just kind of like looking at these new arrivals with suspicion. Um, and then one thing as the group itself is kind of coming up upon this larger building itself, you can see kind of like heavily scrawled in crude letters on the front, is something that says uh, like in poorly written letters, RUT, a plus sign, and then APPL. And you see a small flickering blue light coming from one of the windows. And this is a larger building in itself, but it looks like half of a older commissary, but in which is the one that Trevili said, like, yeah, I'm not a little bit a little bit more wary of. But also a lot of it seems like it's been kind of like overgrown with thicker tree roots, and much of the kind of the ceilings have been like patched with like moss and other plant debris and detritus.
Would
Okay.
the commissary have
So
been here
it
when I was here last?
The commissary was not here when you were here last.
New
Ooh.
commissary. Who
okay,
did?
and so that was RUTT and then plus APP.
RUT plus sign APPL.
Okay, that's
Rotten
Raya
apple.
would be Raya
Rotten
would be
apple.
I as I Raya would kind of just stare at it for a little bit, but still write it down. And he would go ahead and just get a little bit closer to Safi and just kind of whispers like, "Well, kind of hard to, kind of hard to slip away when it seems like everyone in this town knows each other. So, no pickpocketing.
Oh.
I know." Hmm. So,
Do super super quick question, DM. Am I seeing any familiar symbols?
For you, not on this building.
Okay.
But there are a couple that you
Yeah,
recognize.
while we were going through town, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple that you recognize. Yeah, not many, a few.
Cool. I make notes. Mental notes.
Do we want to head to the commissary, the apothecary, or do we wish to try to attempt lodging?
hmm,
I can
Should
speak
probably
to
drop off
Flanders
the
about launching.
wagon.
Um, is Triv still with us?
Trinvillia is still with you, yes, because
Okay.
she's definitely as they are walking along with you at this point in time. They are definitely kind of like keeping eyes open and just like kind of still like getting over that experience with the toads. But they are walking with you at this point in time, and like eyes are kind of like casting out, a little bit nervous. The rain at this point in time has certainly dimmed down a heavy chunk at this point in time, so it's only like very like kind of more like a little bit of a foggy mist, and it's quite humid overall. But they are with you at this point.
Okay. Um, do you want to stay with us? Do you want to head to the apothecary? We can see about making sure that there are no adverse effects from the toads.
If it's all the same to you, although your care is appreciated, I prefer this point. I should go and speak to Thulin. I'm kind of late already, and I wasn't planning to get swallowed up by a toad.
Okay.
That would be weird if you were.
I mean, you're all adventurers, right?
No.
I mean,
Yeah, but we don't get
No, no.
We still
Doctors
don't get
don't-
planned to like get swallowed by things. I mean,
I am a doctor. This is my friend, and these are. I don't know why you guys came, but it's good to have you.
Because if you went by
Yeah.
yourself, there's a good chance that you probably would have died a horrible death. So
That is
we're
why
here to prevent that.
That's why Ateris is here. She prevents me from grisly death. She has already done it twice.
True. It's like, yes, that's true, but then again, she
regardless
got
of whether if you're with adventurers or not, or just trying to be good people, they like lift their hands and in terms of quotation marks.
right. Just kind of just makes a so motion with his hand. Yeah.
I am a
Daffy
good
just
person.
laughs.
Sure, you are, Doc.
Like good
I-
person.
We
There's a
don't
con-
know you.
Yes.
And I don't know you. That's why at this point in time, I have to
So-
assume that everyone's out for their own personal gain before anything else.
If
It's
that
not a
would-
bad thing to assume. Look, you got an appointment, you go to the person you're meeting.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see you around town.
that's what I mean. Like, if you are like looking to anything of interest, might be at Thulin's. I'm the sorter for him, and so he's the one who has like kind of all the interesting baubles and bits. If like adventurers come through him for any like drop offs left from they've salvaged from the nearby mansions or anything at this point in time. So if you stop on through there, that's your best bet for like seeing and finding anything interesting, or that. But that's where I'll be.
Where's that?
Just across the river. You take the road here, go across the little footpath bridge, and then which not really much of a footpath bridge. I don't suggest you try and take the wagon across it. I don't. The horse can go. But it's this bigger building right across the way, and they
right there.
yeah, that's
Wonderful.
one. And then they point it, and you can see. It looks to be like from that direction, it's a more well done together and put together building. It actually looks like it's more longer than it is wide, but it is definitely in a building that has like actually kind of like at the very very front of it, it looks like it has almost like kind of this mine cart that at one point in time has been like kind of like plastered up and like kind of has a spike driven through it all the way through. It's kind of hanging slightly. You can see in fairly well painted letters the words that say Thulin's Bins. Thullins Bins.
Thulin's Bins.
And who has the best perception out of all of you? I think actually most of you have a decent-ish perception.
+5 for me.
5.
Yeah,
Safi, I think.
Yeah, also 5.
This is our passive or our bonus?
Just your passive.
Oh, passive. That's a 15.
15.
Yeah,
Mine's
also
14.
14.
Give me a second. 13.
So Terrace, Safi, and Ryan, unfortunately, you're not quite good enough to like see quite as well. The three of you can see that in this window of the shop, there definitely, it looks like you can see inside. It looks like it's crammed full of stuff on the interior. You see knickknacks and tchotchkes and gewgaws and all sorts of like different like baubles and all different things here and there.
Sick.
That probably it's just like all sorts of full of different bits and pieces.
Wait, Ursa, I just realized something.
Yes.
None of these roofs look strong enough to even climb up onto, do they?
Nope.
Oh no.
Fuck!
No parkour for you.
The commissary maybe.
No.
Thulin's Bins maybe.
No, it's just
The rest no.
You're gonna fall through a roof.
You just see like Ryan just have like a small realization, and he just actually just has a sour look on his face as he's just looking up at the roofs.
There are a number of trees that are marked through the different areas that kind of do sprout up here and there, so you can climb that are big enough in order to climb on. But the roofs themselves, nope.
Raya realizes he hates it here.
He already hates already considering there's so little people here.
Do
Now
I
more
see
so.
anybody sick Like anybody like overtly ill?
Make a making medicine make a medicine check.
Medicine check.
Yeah, because this is the kind of like outwardly recognized symbols or symptoms that in the nearby areas.
13.
13. From what you can tell and see, again, most of the people are kind of like being very cautious and curious. There
Mhm.
are far fewer people walking around or even like that are looking out of you that
Mhm.
should be readily available or easily to be seen at this point in time than there should
Gotcha.
be.
Then we need to head to the apothecary because it's probably going to be a shit show there.
If you're
Hmm.
looking for that, they're on the opposite. They're past Thorn's Bins. They're at the live of their own corner. They again footpath, and then you follow along the past the one of the trails that past Thorn's Bins, and it takes you all the way out to the up to Nadisi.
Do you Nadisi is the name of the shop owner, correct? The
Yeah,
apothecary run.
yeah.
What do you
She's a strange one, and but has kind of these woody horns, a bit more of a kind of a greenish texture to and color to her skin.
what else do you know about her, if
Uh,
anything?
Means well. Actually tries to do good for the people of the village, well, as much as it can be.
Mhm.
It's she's a tiefling. Um, Not really well liked, at least when she first arrived, because most people thought that she was some form of fey being that was there to kind of claim some amount of piece of their souls or money or otherwise or youth.
Mhm.
Oh,
Uh,
that's ridiculous. Why would they be out in the open doing that?
because
That
she's
And
a
seems
bog
more.
tiefling in.
Yeah,
Terrace's tail is flicking.
just pat her on the arm.
But
Then
she means well.
we'll go see this Nadisi.
Uh, we should probably drop off the horse first.
Oh, yes.
If you take this
We
road
Uh,
here to the right, and they pointed this one here, and follow it up, that's the one that'll take you to the fair profit, or the fair prospect. Excuse me.
all right. So head to lodges and then head to apothecary. Is everybody cool with that?
we could also split up.
We could split up. I'm
Mhm.
kind of nervous about doing that in this town, but we could.
Hmm.
What?
Actually,
Why would you be nervous?
Because
uh,
someone almost got one shot by a toad. Mm, and I don't have the ability to suck out my. Never mind.
Huh? Huh?
I almost spilled
Huh?
something.
Huh?
No, it's fine.
no,
Spells. I'm out of that type of spell.
you just
Sus.
wait a second.
Oh,
Actually, thinking about it,
one of the thing I forgot to mention. Far side of on the opposite side of the square, and you can very faintly hear all of
Mhm.
you the sound of a what sounds like a hammer on iron. There's a smithy at the just around the in the or what we call a or village square. That's run by Garrett. He's well enough, but he's the only one who actually knows how to do any actual metal work within this town.
Oh,
oh,
that's
good,
maybe
new
useful.
knives.
Here, and yeah,
Then we
this
will.
big building is the commissary.
Okay. We will head to the lodgings unless we want to split up.
No, no,
Okay.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's a good idea
You don't
yet.
want to put Allegan with one minder instead of three?
It's like,
Uh,
you know what? Let's uh Triv, Triv. Hey, yeah,
yeah,
your name is Triv, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I did just tell it to you like maybe an hour ago.
No. It's I'm actually remembering your name. It's okay. You know what? That's not important. I
Okay.
um.
Not as common
So
as you think, but good sign.
no. It's like that is like let's see. Hope you're It's like hope you are doing well, and I'm pretty. It's like we're pretty easy to spot. So if need anything, let us know.
Make a general charisma check for me.
Okay. All right. That's okay. That's an 11. What is my plus to charisma? That is a +3, so that's a 14.
Okay. Nice.
Not bad.
I don't know. I guess any possum men. How do you want to be called?
Oh, so I'm called a Tenebrine, but yes, possum works well.
Tenebrine. Right.
Just possum.
You seem
if you need
okay.
to. You
But
just.
don't take this the wrong way.
Mhm.
Still don't know y'all too well, but I do thank y'all for saving my life.
No worries.
Absolutely.
All right. If there's nothing
S-
else, anything else?
Thanks.
Lead
All
the
right.
horse to the lodging.
All right.
Triv
Ryan would
like
just.
awkwardly kind of like looks over all of his and says like, "You're cool." Points at Saffron. You're cool. Points at Raya. You're scary. Points at a terrace. You're naive.
A terrace smiles.
Damn.
I have never been. No, that's not true. I've been outside of your lodge, but I went to Candlekeep in Waterdeep. That's not.
You are
You're just-
absolutely naive, Doc. You got red for filth. Just take it like a man.
But I
will see you
appreciate
around
your.
town.
But I appreciate your attempts to do good.
What's
I'm
wrong
still-
with trying to help people?
We're not sure as to whether or not if you actually have underlying motives or not. That's the whole reason.
Oh, I
Probably.
see.
Yeah.
I'm a
It's-
teacher. I deal with kids all the time.
There's not actually a
That-
whole lot of goodwill that goes on along in like Oparl, if you understand.
Well, maybe you should be. I
Mhm.
don't know the change you want to see in the world.
Oh my god. Oh.
Maybe you should.
Staffy just kind of rubs at his brows.
Okay.
I just felt a little bit of vomit in my mouth. I'm gonna go.
Me too. Yeah,
Okay,
go. Please
bye.
escape while you can.
Later, skaters.
And Trivilia will turn and will walk away.
You go. Ryan just looks at Dr. Allegan and just sighs and just pats him on the head before just walking off towards the
He
lawn.
just turns to a terrace. I'm not naive, am I? I'm a very
Oh.
learned man.
You
I've
just
been to
need a little
college.
world experience, that's all.
Sappy's
I
just
have
looking at
2
Allegan.
degrees.
Raya is
Oh my god.
is trying not to laugh so much.
A terrace is going to just kind of put a gentle hand on Allegan's arm. Dear, you need to understand that your degrees are very impressive. But out here, in the harder areas of the world, it's more about knowing those hardships.
So, like street degrees.
Essentially.
Never
Raya-
fucking say
Raya-
that. Never say that in front of me again.
Ryan just bursts out laughing. And he can't stop laughing.
What? This is.
A terrace is going to
degrees
shoot
in
a bit of a
school.
sour look at the others.
And then you get degrees from, I don't know, standing on street corners and talking to people.
It is easy to...
I mean, you can definitely stand on a street corner and talk to people. You might not get the attention you think you want. Or maybe you do. I don't really know what you do on your off time. Honestly, respect. I've done the same thing. But
A terrace's tail is
definitely
flicking with irritation again at this point.
What are you talking about? No, Saffron, what are you talking about?
you know, sees a terrace. I think I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna go look at the thing, the lodgings. Okay, and just kind of grabs.
And as
at
you all
Raya.
take a quick right turn and head up the short trail leading to the fair prospect.
Do people do that where they stand on street corners and talk to people?
My dear,
I feel like you could have a lot of really good conversations, but I do not know how productive it would be.
Oh my
What's
dear
our word
thee.
about the degree? Is it like a city by city basis?
A terrace is like rubbing at the bridge of her nose because she's trying so hard to like defend Allegheny. Listen, this is not like the university. Not everyone is going to be as pleasant to speak to. But likewise, and she says this loud enough that the other two can hear, all of us were naive at some point.
Speak for
Everyone
yourself.
starts somewhere, including cheeky little tenebrins and felines. Hells, I was plenty naive before Avernus.
Raya stops laughing.
So do you hand out the degree then?
Oh
Never
my!
mind.
Shut.
Doc, if you want me to hand out that degree, I absolutely can. You know what? I've worked those corners. I can absolutely show you how it's done.
Wait. Can he afford you?
What?
What?
For like tuition payments?
Oh,
All
you
right,
want to pay me for it too? This is the best.
In
Because
the,
I
in,
love
the,
it.
in the interest of moving this along,
Yes,
A terrace is grumbling.
I feel like we're talking about two different things. And then just opens the door to the end.
all right. So while you heading up to the inn in itself, there's actually as you're heading up to it, the building itself is about about 3 stories tall at this point in time. Although you can see that the first story like it goes up has particularly large, expensive windows, and then the second story has a balcony at the top of it itself, which opens up into a small landing. The interior of the building itself, looking in and around, or the exterior of the building, is definitely that of a mansion that has seen better days. The paint is chipped and peeling. The gold filigree has been stripped, or there's been much wood that has been overgrown and with mildew, moss, and other things. Many of the windows themselves, which currently at this point in time, many of them are open, and you can hear the sounds of the kind of laughter coming inside and the clink of drinks and the smell of of a little bit of cooked food. Not the greatest smelling cooked food, but cooked food to an extent. But there's a guard outside the door at this point in time, and as you all approach, looks over all of you and says, "Morning to all of you. What? I ain't seen any of your faces here before."
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. We are looking for lodgings.
They blink slowly,
Oh.
kind of squeaks in here, like puts stick a finger in here and kind of
3
squeaks it.
rooms.
You'll go on talking to Flanders then. All right, just
Yeah,
inside.
go
Don't
get the
cause any
boss.
trouble. Don't cause any fuss. He's running the bar currently.
Where
just
can I put the
no
horse?
horse. You can lead around the back right side. He points around over in one particular over to the side and stuff. There's a stable back there. There's probably best you take your belongings in with you. Don't. While we're not necessarily a thieving sort, there's those things have been known to occur, and the place here is not responsible for. He pulls like a small piece of like paper.
He's got a script.
Responsible for any lost or displaced items due to owners' negligence.
I've heard the spiel from Flanders before, buddy. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah. All right, in you go.
Quick question to the DM.
Yes.
What's this place called? Just
The
I didn't
Fair
write it down.
Prospect.
Oh,
Not
okay.
fair.
Hold on.
Thank
Let me
you
write
so
that.
much.
Let me write that down.
Where?
And this
on
is a
the
building
map
that
is
does look
that?
like it has a roof. Say again?
Where on the map is this?
It's off. It's technically it's off the map at this point in time.
Okay,
It's up one side of the hill. It's up to the right hand side, and I'm going to actually take you all over to a different map.
New map,
New map, new map, new map.
As you all kind of like
New
try
map, who dis?
Transition. Ooh.
Oh, there's dynamic lighting?
Dynamic lighting.
I'm assuming
Fancy.
I'm assuming at this point in time, a terrace is taking the opportunity. Well, technically at this point in time, if a terrace is off to the side, so a terrace would actually be back
A
over
terrace,
here.
a terrace
It
would
would
essentially tell the others to speak to Flanders, but let him know specifically that she's with them.
Hmm.
Okay.
all right. So you'll head inside, and you've while the in itself is decently, especially you can see there are a number of kind of these rougher folks who are kind of sitting around various different tables, sharing drinks and in various different corners here and there, and a couple different card games are going on. You see, aside from the guard outside, there are two kind of rougher looking individuals up to the northern right corner and off to the side, like over by a side door. The building itself does have a set of stairs that goes up into a open upper level at this point in time, which you can see has a secondary like kind of balcony that goes around this lower interior section bit, and there's a large fire pit which currently is not lit, although the image of that is there. But you can see that there's a large bar upon behind which is a thick, heavier set individual, definitely a portly belly, who's already beginning to kind of sweat at this point in time, a bit of a bald head overall, thick handlebar mustache, and kind of like these, looks to be like kind of this like fur kind of like vest that he has over that is quite clearly stained from years of like ale and sweat and just nothing pleasant overall. There's this kind of this heavy gold chain with a large gold medallion on the very, very center of it, which hangs in. At this point of view, he kind of turns around and gives you all a kind of a slight smile, but crooked off to one side, and it's like, welcome to the Fair Prospect. What can we get for you?
Real quick, does that goal look real or fake?
On him, it looks
Yeah.
real.
Okay. All right. Uh, oh, hello. We're here for 3 rooms for lodgings. It's like,
And
you
adjust by
familiar
this
with?
point, you can move yourself around as you wish.
Yeah.
Do we need?
You familiar? You
Do we
familiar
need?
with the name of Terrace?
Mhm.
Oh, you can see his eyes closed. Like, yeah, what does she want?
3 rooms.
Just rooms? She's not
Uh,
here to stir up trouble. Not last time she broke a guy's nose.
It is
uh,
entirely possible that that might happen again.
so long as I guess so long as everybody keeps their hands to themselves, we should not have a problem. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but yes, 3 rooms. We have a horse out in the back. She's taking care of that.
So 3
And
rooms and boarding for the horse. Get a horse, and you got a cot, wagon. You just walk to you.
Wagon.
yes,
All right, horse and wagon. Uh, 3 rooms for the evening. You want the nicer rooms, or you don't care really where you lay your head?
Don't care.
Nice.
Basically, the difference. Do you
Oh,
care whether or
goodness.
not if they're sweat stained or not?
Yes.
right.
I do
God.
care.
Okay, we need at least one nice room and the rest can be whatever.
All right, 1
Yeah.
nice, 2 whatever. So that plus the warden for the animal comes to 1 gold for the nicer room, 2 silver each for the cheaper rooms. Horse boarding is 5 silver. So it's 1 gold, 9 silver total. You have food, drinks, those are all separate. My name is Flanders. That's milk. He points over to this individual here. I assume you
Oh.
already met Ruggers. He's the one up by the door. That's Bort over there. Don't cause any trouble, and they won't have to knock your heads. Now, with that unpleasantness out of the way, who's paying the bill, and then we can talk drinks and food. I'm presuming.
A terrace
Right,
would
I
have
think that'd be the
given
fine.
Allegan her
Yeah.
pouch.
Okay.
I've got it money-wise. So, sorry, it was 1 gold and 9
1
silver.
gold, 9 silver.
Thank you.
Before anything, would that seem like a fair price, Raya? Just being sure.
Make an insight check.
I would also like to do that insight check if it's
Sure.
all right.
All right, where the fuck is character sheet?
Insight. Cool. Well, what's a 22 give me?
I
Okay.
got. Ooh, no, I am assisting.
Nope, you two are doing 2 separate rolls for this because
Yeah, we're doing separate.
Okay, then. All right, 2 separate rolls, and that is going to be insight, right?
Yep.
That's 15.
15 seems pretty reasonable to you, Raya. For you, Safi, definitely sounds like feels like there's a little bit of an there's definitely like a little bit of an upcharge on the nicer room, but the kind of like the regular cost for the 2 regular rooms sounds about average.
All right.
And the horse boarding, because the horse boarding also costs feed and all that, so it seems like a decent-ish price overall. For you, Safi, an interesting thing. You would also see these 4 individuals over here in this lower corner, and one of them is like, when they came in, has been staring at Raya. Like if you first get the feeling like he's like just staring at the thing, but he's definitely kind of like turned his head, looked back, and was like peering at something on Raya, and like just like very clearly like looking at something on him in some way, shape, or form. And before they kind of like turn back and kind of like look and talk, saying a very, like kind of in a very, very low, hushed voice to his compatriots, and just like kind of like looking at Raya.
Interesting. Gonna keep that in mind. Okay. Safi's gonna just kind of shimmy back over here, sort of be as a little bit of a visual intercept.
Gotcha.
And just kind of tap Raya on the back and just be like, if you make this a fucking scene, I swear to God, that'll ruin it. There's some people that may or may not recognize you.
But for you, Alec, at this point in time, you've passed over the gold. The plan just kind of like takes it and like claps his hands like, wonderful, wonderful, excellent. Now, can we do anything for drinks, food wise, for any of you at this point in time? Yeah, we have a lovely selection of ales, and more ales. I'm pretty sure I still got some gruel in the back.
We have food taken care of. Thank you.
You went to the commissary already? Oh, jeez.
Hey, it's like, hey, maybe it's like maybe later on we feeling peckish. We can come little bit later. Nice.
Yeah, sure, fine. Oh, a terrace. Lovely to see you again.
A terrace has come in. She's currently got the box with the most important shit on like a shoulder she's carrying in, and I think she's just kind of going to look at Corbin. You want to give me a hand with the rest?
Yeah, sure. Give me a moment. They look down kind of the town. It might be better if I'll help you. And Corbin will get up and begin helping bring stuff back and forth in.
I try to pack them as economically as possible.
Buddy. You're being nice to my friends.
Nice and pleasant, always full of pleasantries. You know me at Harris. We're always getting along.
You lost weight, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much. He gives you kind of this grin that's like nothing but teeth, and it's like, it's kind of you to say that.
Why
are you in town?
I'm working. Someone's got to look after this lot. I heard
Well,
you
so
got a
long
bit
as
of a
you don't-
problem with kobolds and sickness.
They ain't the only fucking problems in town and stuff. You see, you're here for work.
You want to talk to me about it, buddy? Take care of some
Kobolds.
shit for you.
Kobolds, a fucking alchemist, and the alchemist problem ain't my jurisdiction of business. And enough sick people sort themselves off. They either die or more people come in to replace them. That's something. No, I got a bigger problem to deal with. One that can pay well if you're interested.
Ateris is going to look at the others. Let me take this up to the room and we'll talk. Does Ateris see the guy that she broke the nose of here?
In here, no, you do not.
Okay.
I hand Ateris the key for the nicer room.
Ateris looks at it. You went all out, Doc.
They wanted something special. What can I say? A romantic rendezvous between you two?
No, I just did not want the sheets with sweat stains on them.
Picky.
Hey, the doc might
more
save
like
your
Delta.
life, buddy. All right, I'll be right back. The terrace is gonna
So what are
take
you
the
like?
goods up.
All right. The one that it directs you to is on the upper level, so I will take your token.
Secret places.
Secret places.
And
Secret
you will go up to
places.
here.
So are we all headed up, or is just
Just a terrace. Well, you can go up with the terrace if you would so wish. So the terrace, the room you have is for this one here is the nicer room.
I do not see a
I'll just
token
scroll down.
movement. Oh, there we
hold on,
go.
let me
I was scrolling up. Sweet.
where are the other rooms?
They're also so for the other rooms themselves, when you go past the one, go up the stairs, follow where your long-legged friend went. Then there's you said you needed two, so there's one. There's a triple bedroom, and then there's there's a double bedroom. The end of the hall, right side.
That's more beds than I was expecting, but okay.
I mean, like it's either at that point in time I give you 5 bedrooms, like 5 beds, 6 beds, a 4 bed, a 1 bed, or two rooms that have a 2 bed and a 3 bed.
There's only one bed.
But-
Make them share.
Do it.
I think I've read the books like this.
Sappy certainly
Um,
has.
Would
So it's your choice. So I was
Allegan-
planning to give you.
Would
Go
Allegan
ahead.
want to go with the terrace to alarm the boss
Yeah.
with the special stuff?
Mhm, mhm.
Sure thing.
I'm going upstairs to alarm our room.
Then I will take you as well. Clink.
I guess Brian's gonna go ahead and go to the one with the room with the fewer beds, I guess.
Safi, you're going along with them, or are you just kind of hanging out down?
Sappy's gonna sort of hang back for a second.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna
Um,
pass those keys off to you before I leave.
before I forget, while Raya's going up, he's going to just take out his cards, well, the full deck of it, and just start shuffling. Just start shuffling them. But he's just like he's fidgeting with his hands, and as he does so, as he fans them out, did Safi say a clear place where they were where the people who recognized him were looking?
yeah, he would have said corner,
Okay.
like a corner across from the stairs.
So as he's doing that, he's shuffling. He's gonna fan out his cards at one moment, like he's admiring them. Since they are shinier, he's gonna try to look in reflection to see if he can figure out who recognizes him or whatever on him.
Sure. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
I'm actually very good at this. Okay.
Let's go.
Nice, nice.
So that is sleight of hand, right?
Correct.
That's a 24.
24.
Holy shit.
So you're just kind of like flicking the cards out and kind of like popping back through. You'll kind of get a quick glance like through the cards themselves and the mirroring sheen that some of them have. And the individual who's like they've been kind of like keeping track of you. They do turn like kind of like watching you, like kind of like masking it lightly with a kind of like a drink and like kind of from a heavy flagon. But they're staring pretty clearly at you, like from what you can tell and like see from your insight, passive perception and insight. Um, and it's an individual that you've never seen before. They're not meeting like your gaze in itself. They seem to be looking at something on your body, and from what you can tell and see, that they're a fairly thin figure. Have like kind of this waistcoat around their band that has like kind of these black that is a dark black and gold gold greenish edge to it. They have like a leather jerkin, a pair of blades that have one a longer scimitar and one of a shorter kind of dagger. They have a longer hooked nose. There's a long scar across one of their eyes, and it's slightly milky in at least part of it. There's definitely at least like more than a couple of scars on their arms and what shape or form. And one of them is there's definitely this long kind of very bad tattoo of a woman on their like on the lower forearm of their
Oof.
left arm.
Okay. Now this is
Very kind of
actually
like, but you do not recognize this individual in any way, shape, or form.
okay. That's weird. More along the lines. They're not looking at my face, but would I be able to tell they were looking at some place a bit lower than my eyes?
Yeah, because they are not meeting your gaze.
Would it be my scarf?
Mm, possibly. Where is your uh pin located?
It's on my scarf.
Then they're looking at your scarf.
Raya would classify that as weird and would just keep going because hopefully it's just his imagination. But he's gonna trust Safi and just not make a scene of it.
All right.
Yeah, Safi stayed behind specifically so he could like keep an eye on this. Of, like
Good thing.
how are they reacting with Ryan moving around and stuff like that?
They're definitely kind of tracking it. They're all four of them now are kind of tracking Raya's movements,
Okay.
but they're not getting up from the table or causing anything at this point in time.
Okay.
But so you're stepping away from where you're kind of just like kind of like keeping an eye on things like overall in general. Do the rest of you, the rooms that which you provided for you, Ryan, going up to this one up here. The rooms themselves are actually, well, the rooms that Allegan and the Terrace are in are nice. It's definitely the bed sheets have been changed within the last couple of days. There is in this one there is no fireplace. It is, but there are a couple chairs and there's a there's a lintel off to one side and then enough space for a longer writing desk that is available. There is a window that is currently opening up out into the nearby into the swampy air at this point in time, allowing breezes to pass through. There's a large double bed, which looks actually fairly nice and well taken care of. It's a decent room.
Prestidigitating everything. Just see him making like this sort of like two-fingered movement, just like running it over the bed and like the table, the walls, like ugh.
For you, Raya, the one that you go into has two single beds, two chairs, and the fireplace that is currently not lit. The beds themselves have been made, but you get the feeling and kind of like from the smell, you can probably tell that they haven't been changed in over a week.
Ah, Raya notes everything and he looks down at the bed. can deal with it, but at the very least, he knows he can do a little bit better. So he's gonna try to do his best to try and get rid of most of the stench with prestidigitation.
Fair enough. So,
Just one. The other one can rock for all he cares.
fair enough. Actually, oh, all right. So that's that. And then, okay. So with that, at the point in time, you all take a couple, probably about a good 10-15 minutes, move all like your stuff up into the various different rooms, clean them up. The other room you would get, because you only have one additional person, is the single room that's just across the side over here.
Yeah, I figured Corbin would want their own room, so.
Mm-hmm.
And Corbin would, after kind of finishing carrying out the different kind of bits and pieces, say, I have been feeling pretty good. Like, I don't know if it's the heat exhaustion. I'm just not used to. I'm water deep in, and so this little bit more used to cool air. This is. Ooh, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Rest,
they are going to-
you'll get a fever otherwise. I think a terrace would leave Allegan to alarm the room and head back down to the bar.
Okie dokie.
Just double checking. Is there a range on that? If I
For
set it up? I'm looking in alarm.
once you actually set it up, I do not believe there is a.
Oh, I can be within a mile of the warded area.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Cool.
I don't need Alligan there. I grabbed the wrong person. For you, Seffi, while this is going, yeah.
Yeah, while the others are up there sort of setting up the room, Safi is kind of sitting at the bar fiddling with his necklace and just looking at each person that's there. Trying to
Okay.
get a read on them, also casing the area, this building, and being like, what are the fast exits? His usual.
Yeah. I would say that there are a number of actually fairly fast exits because of the fact that there's a number of windows that are currently at this point in time fairly open. Just to allow breeze to pass through, and they're large windows, like they're there more for like kind of opulence and decoration rather than necessarily fully function. Like it's kind of keeping things tight and barred, so those are open available. There is a side door off to this off over here. Aside from that, you probably wandering around at least a little bit. You would have known that there is another door just on the from the left side of the kind of that area going down this way. Well, there's another door at the far end of that. You can probably presume that there's also a door or two that leads to the stables. There's a number of fairly different exits. Uh, most of the three guards you can see that there's the one who's out front, and then so the three guards are Ruggers, Bort, and Milk. Milk is definitely kind of like a pasty fellow at this point in time. Looks a little bit like he's like consistently like having a stomach ache in some way, shape, or form. But he does have kind of like a larger, longer, kind of like wickedly tipped spear off to one side, and as well, and a heavy club at his side. Bort is a thicker set fellow. Has a kind of a full bald head at this point in time, a full bald face. And for him at this point in time, it seems more and more interested in the kind of like eating an apple and kind of like feet kicked up on one side, or at this point in time, but then actively kind of keeping an eye on people. The only one who seems actively interested in doing their job is Ruggers, but he's definitely at this point in time like currently on the outside exterior at this point in time, and seems definitely a little bit like slower on the uptake here and there.
Okay.
In terms of the people, most of the rest of the people here seem like commoners in some way, shape, or form. Most of them are kind of like mill back and forth, go and get drinks from the bar here and there. That group of four has definitely kind of like not left their table since Raya has gone upstairs. And you can definitely tell by this point in time that all of them have finished their drinks by this point, and they're just kind of like in low conversation.
Okay.
Aside from that, from what you can tell and see, there does not appear to be much else of distinct note. You get the general feeling from Flanders that he's definitely an individual of opportunity more than anything else, and not really a fair person, but more fair in the fact that fairness keeps people coming back, and he likes money.
Yeah. So I think after like a little bit of just scoping, Safi's gonna turn to him and just be like, "So, you mentioned potentially having a job? Potentially, of course."
Potentially, of course, there's typically more than enough fair share of troubles like going on here and there. How much do you know about what's happened here in Nepal more than anything else? This time has gone by.
Honestly, all I really know is that people are getting sick here and there's a bunch of stupid kobolds. They shouldn't
It's
be
been
bothering the area as much. As much, I can't guarantee, but a little bit.
kobolds, at least the problems in some way, shape, or form. The area itself, long, long ago, before the first Sundering, was a haven for Kalashites, princes, and guild merchants who were well off and well to do, and loved to make pretty in their little castles and mansions in these parts. Had all sorts of menageries and hodunks and parties and masquerades and all sorts of different bits and pieces and propers. And unfortunately for them, when the Sundering and then the Spell Plague came along, all of that kind of went to shit real quick. Beasts got loose, things got changed, people got changed into topiary, at least some spells came to life. There's all sorts of different nonsense that happened around the area. Most of them fled, many of them were eaten. And there's enough wild beasts still lurking out in the wilderness here that they cause their fair own amount of trouble. One of those has found what this town uses as basically its garbage dump, uh, and is making its fine way closer and closer to this village with every passing opportunity. Specifically, it's an Otyug, and while I don't necessarily mind the creature itself, what I care more about is customers and things like that getting eaten. So if when I would need a fine, upstanding, perhaps enterprising group to do is to either capture it or kill it. Capture it or it can contain it would be preferable because it means we can still keep using it as a garbage disposal pit. But I'm fully understanding as well that if it's more dangerous to let stay alive, then it's better to just get rid of the problem and deal with the garbage dump later.
Well, spectacular news. At least some of us aren't upstanding, but definitely entrepreneurs, definitely those seeking for coin and are desperate enough to do it. I'll let the others know, but
Is the
definitely piques
terrace
my
down here
interest.
by this point?
Terrace you'd probably just start coming down and hearing the edge fringes of this conversation as you're like finishing up above.
Cool.
Oh, you do. I would be mighty appreciative. And let's see. And you all said you're fairly well desperate and searching for coin. Then at that point in time, so how
Well, that's just
about
me personally. So,
just you person? Not to speak for your other compatriots overall. Are you
of course not. No. That's not my style.
fair? Fair. Fair. Ah, the terrace. We were just talking, doing a little bit of business. Everything above board, I can assure you.
Yeah, as if anything we do is above board.
Like I said.
I would say though that desperation is not the wisest choice of words, especially with this fella.
You hurt me, Terrace. What have I ever done to you that has not been for your benefit whenever you've been here in some way, shape, or form?
Not me. I've seen the payment you give for desperate people. Desperate people will take less.
Desperate people typically need less in order to get by. They're wiser. They're survivalists.
Yeah, you can be a survivalist and be wise. How do you think I'm still here?
Fair enough.
After all,
That being said,
you missed me.
I didn't I? It gives you that another like just like squinched nose, like all teeth grin again. It's like, oh, I'm really so glad to see you here at Terrace.
Hey, just be glad I'm not here in the shiny metal that I once was.
Great. That being said, if I will be that I was actually just drawing up a bounty board even before you got here, because there's enough adventurers that come with you here often enough, so you could be the first to look at it. And he pulls out the kind of this fairly scrunkly piece of paper at this point in time that
Scrunkly.
it's like it's definitely kind of like it's a lot of the edges. It's been kind of like it's a very crude drawing that you can see that it's been blotted out a couple different times and whited out to repair it. Like it's like make it more look appropriate. That says uh, reward dead or captured Otyuk. Reward 225 gold pieces. Dead 300 and a bow for trapping it. Now, I'm assuming that this would be a fair and just payment out for the either the elimination or the appropriate trapping of such a creature, because having an Otyug is a boon to a small village like ours at this point in time. Gets rid of all the refuse, don't have to worry about disposal of garbage because it eats the damn stuff. But I can't just have it just munching and chumping down on people here and there, especially when there's enough of, as your compatriot here well said, that there's a bit of a plague going through.
All right. So we catch this thing. How much would a terrorist know about these things?
Make a history or actually I'll give you a survival check.
Survive. +2. That is a 16.
16. Audios are fairly thick, hefty, hardy creatures. They actually almost always survive via consumption of garbage, refuse, fecal matter, and otherwise. But they are not picky eaters. That if something alive, like someone stumbles into their midst, they will also very happily chew and eat that as well. They do have an unfortunate side effect that their bite can be poisonous and filled with disease because of what they eat all the time. Um, they are a three-legged monster with 3 tentacles and 3 eyes. They also have their tentacles also themselves have end in kind of these thicker, heavier spikes. But overall, if you can keep ahead of them or keep them contained, they're not terribly difficult to deal with. They're just hearty.
How long ago did this thing start hanging around?
About a week, past 3 days, it's gotten closer. Last I heard was that one of the what was it? Last I heard that one of the monkeys was like running around like peeling after some of the rotten fruit that was hanging around, and it got crapped up by the tentacle and stuffed into a mouth.
How
Basically, can't be
long's,
having that.
how long has the sickness in Opal been happening?
A couple months now.
No one's come in with some kind of weird bite a couple months back that you've heard of?
No, not really. I mean, no, we haven't dealt with anyone in terms of like disease at that point, but I'm not a particular picky one at that point. You'd have to go and speak to the DC.
All right.
Although
Right.
she doesn't like me coming around.
You do have a fallen out?
She's a very pretty lady and she spurned my advances. So we don't really get along now.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, it's all right. Some of us can still stand your ugly mug.
Oh, thank you, Paris. I appreciate the gesture of
Got him.
kindness.
She's just gonna grin. We'll take care of it.
If
Get
you could,
Safi
it
here
would
some
greatly.
pay. Seeing as she seems so desperate for it.
Oh, and if
It's
you do,
money. What is wrong with wanting money?
Absolutely nothing, but desperation means you get paid less.
Oh, it is absolutely adorable if you think you could pay me less. He gives a big, wide, toothy grin.
Of course he won't pay you less, not with me around. So, we sharing drinks, buddy, or you avoiding me punching some dickhead in the face again?
no, more than anything else, I think at this point, if you want to go and kill this thing, I suggest you go and kill it before you have drinks rather than after, because the smell alone, I've heard, can be very stomach roiling inducing. But I will be happy to share a drink with you when you return.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
At this point in time, Raya and Allegan would come back down the stairs.
Actually,
Cool.
can I come back down from outside?
What did you do?
Climb
Sure.
out the window.
No, it's just mostly when we're staring we're staring at him. He rather not initiate something if that's the case.
Valid.
Are you coming down the front door? By the front door, are you coming down?
Oh no,
one of the
I'm
sides?
using the window.
Oh, I understand, but there are 4 sides to this building. Which of the sides are you coming down on?
From the front door, that would be the right side. Yeah, right
So
side.
yes, so over the stable. Got it.
Yes.
Sure, easy enough. There's for you at the point because actually technically enough from this building right here. This is the stable right now. So your window basically hops out, open directly over the top of the stable. You're able to hop down up onto it, and hop down onto.
Oh,
Parkour.
before I
Parkour.
forget, I do make sure to lock the door, lock the window back.
Okay.
All right, and then of course parkour. All right, it's like
Parkour.
all right, and I'm gonna try to mosey my way over to the front. Try to, I guess would I have to roll stealth so that these 4 don't notice me at the door? Is at the I click on the stream as if that's gonna be where
Well,
it pings.
first of all, I need you to make an acrobatics check because the roof here is covered in moss and slime from
Oh, okay.
If you break your neck.
Okay, it's okay. Oh fuck.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 3. That's a 9.
I need you to go ahead and
no.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
Okay.
no. Oh no.
There goes our
All right.
rogue.
Okay, that's 17 for the dexterity.
17.
Okay.
So,
That's a good save.
so you as you're like kind of like hopping up onto the top of the roof itself and kind of like very like traipsing your normal lackadaisical style, like similar to because of you've been fairly frequently like walking around the roofs of Yalash, which are much better maintained roofs, like full of actually like tiles itself and similar. This is more kind of like those heavy clay, like red and blue tiles that almost like this thick heavy clay that are slick with moss and algae and like almost like and with a fresh coating of wetness and moisture from the rain last night. So as you kind of like clamber up, you're just like lackadaisically walking along, and then you feel a foot just go whoop, like out from underneath you, and you find yourself rapidly sliding off to the edge, and you're able to grab hold of the gutter at the very edge of this point in time, and you are hanging slightly off the side of the building.
It's like, okay, this is not. Oh fuck! Shit, get it. Did anybody see that? No. This is above the table. Did anyone see him almost eat shit?
Would Allegan have seen him like walking down the stairs from a window
Go
or
down the
something?
stairs.
No, he went down the opposite side.
Damn it. I'm just imagining just
Would-
watching him like fall, just
Would Safi? Or
Uh,
at least heard it.
yeah, I think Safi, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Hell yeah. Oh, baby. Oh my god. Yeah.
What?
Perception?
Yeah.
666. 24.
You would have
Oh,
definitely
shit.
heard a very short "Noop," and like it would sound like kind of like something you would have heard the smash of a clay tile from outside over on the building itself, and you would kind of like look over at this point of time, and you would see just over here Raya's boots hanging from like the very top of the window.
I love it. I love it.
Safi just kind of winces a little bit and it's like, I'm gonna just you keep talking. I'll be right back. I just gotta take a breath of fresh air.
And at this point in time, you would see the guard kind of like spear down, like kind of like walking around the side of the building at this point in time.
Hey, it's fine. I promise. It's all good. It's all good. It's all he's like fucking outpacing him. It's all good. It's all good. It's a fucking Raya.
Raya's already just letting go and just falling onto his feet on the floor, just brushing himself off. It's like you didn't see that, did no one saw that, did they? Hi, how you doing?
Didn't you go inside?
I went inside, and then I went outside.
The silence.
He blinks slowly and said, "Okay, you didn't break anything, did you?"
Nope, I didn't. It's like I made sure not to break anything. Paid for my room. All we're doing is
You didn't take anything from everyone, did you?
The only thing I have is for myself.
Okay.
It's like
I'm gonna go. And they turn and just begins kind of walking back.
all right, later, skaters.
That one brain cell's working so hard.
He's doing his best.
He's trying.
Okay, look, I'm not used to these. It's like this right here. These roofs suck.
Yeah, they're covered in like moss and lichen and probably half rotted. Why did you think going on them would be a good idea?
Okay, but yeah, it's like you said not to. It's like you said not to. It's like make a scene with the 4 people. I didn't know if the 4 people saw me right there, if they would try to start something or not. I didn't want to chance it, so I went out the other way.
Okay. Listen,
Okay.
next time, maybe next time, either just play it cool, you know? You don't have to do like this whole like Mission Impossible sort of a thing.
Listen, it's only impossible if it wasn't possible for me.
Yeah, well, you nearly ate shit, so
But I didn't. And the only person who saw me is you. And who are they going to believe? Me or you?
me. Because what I don't really lie about my friends eating shit. You should know this about me. I love reveling in it.
Yeah, but okay, that's okay. You're putting me in the corner here, Safi. Just
The 2 of you hear kind of this crunch
on.
of popcorn, and you look and you see these 2 people who are just looking at you all, both of you from the open window. This was like, please continue. This is great for entertainment.
Oh yeah. We'll kiss next. I'm gonna grab Raya and just start walking over here, waiting at the front door.
See Raya for a brief moment. You just see Raya just look like a deer in headlights from him. It's like, what? And then he gets drunk. He goes off like, oh, ow. Would you stop? You're so short.
I need to know, does Raya go really fluffy when flustered?
I would also like to know. Yeah!
Yes.
Maximum floof.
Excellent. And yeah, we're just gonna wait for the other two at the door.
All right.
While that's been happening, if Allegan has come down,
Mhm.
Ateris isn't even going to ask. They're just going to grab, she's going to grab her coin pouch from one of Allegan's pockets and slide over an extra 2 gold. Keep an eye on our rooms. Make sure no one goes near them.
And he will kind of like take the 2 coins at this point in time and pocket them. Of course, more than always happy to do business with you, Terrace. It will make sure that nothing's touched.
We both know what'll happen if
Milk.
anything does get touched.
I will know.
Yeah, I know.
I can hear it in my brain when people go into our room.
You brought a wizard here?
Yeah, I did.
God, that's gonna get you shanked more than anything else.
Why? What did I do?
Nothing.
Let me
People
spell it out to you.
Get funny about
Pretty
magic
boy.
around here.
You think I'm
When we
crazy?
still got some spells and other things still lurking out in the swamps, and we're still dealing with the Pleasure Palace Fallout bullshit. Yeah.
So that means no wizards or bad wizards?
No, just that they're not well liked here. Wizards are half the reason as to why that there are magical menageries of creatures wandering these different mangroves and meadows. There's also places here where there's at least a few living spells wandering around that have killed more than their fair share. And people have been turned into topiaries or otherwise because of still wandering active spells and wardings on old sites. So, wizards, or at least those are the practitioners of the arcade, if you want to get real fancy for it, are not well liked because they were kind of the impetus of the problems that came with here, along with a lot of money.
Well, what about healers? Because I am here to help with the outbreak, as it is.
If you're here to help, that's wonderful. Go and speak to Nadisi about it. She's the one who's dealing with the kind of the temporary camps that the camp that's set up over there. That she has her medical tent set up and things like that. She'd be the one to talk to. I don't know. More than this sickness has been like lingering around well long enough that it doesn't seem to really be going away.
And obviously, say when Allegan came downstairs, he has like 2 like those old timey medical bags, like the black ones that like
Mm-hmm.
accordion open. He's got 2 of those under each arm, and it's like, thank you for watching our rooms. We will head over to the DC. Yes. Let's go. And he just turns. Let's.
Where'd you find this guy?
It'd surprise you to know that he found me.
And you work for him?
No work
You could be
for.
making so much more money.
There's more things than just money, buddy. You know that pretty little tiefling that turned you down?
All right, fine, fair. I won't push the subject. Good luck with being a hero.
I'll have your beastie caught. The others will help. Chaotic bunch, but they're good at what they do.
If it is called Terrace, it's a nice bow.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Keep your rooms at Milk. Go watch the rooms for him if you would be so kind. Milk gives the thumbs up and kind of like lifts his head up. And he's like surprisingly tall. He's like fairly whipcord thin, but he's probably about just about a hair under like 7 feet tall. Kind of like very long, lanky at this point in time. I guess the kind of the best like comparison would be like NBA player.
Okay.
But he kind of gives a nod, and they kind of like slowly like gets up and heads up the stairs at this point in time.
To the apothecary.
Right.
Yep.
Real quick.
Mhm.
First above table, did you make a big, tall, and skinny? No, a short, tall, and skinny with the guards.
I did make a short, tall, and skinny.
Iconic.
Love to see it.
All right, so the group heads out from the fair prospect and heading back into the village proper itself. It's about midday at this point in time, and I think this is a good place for us to take our break for the moment.
Yeah, break time.
When we
Break
come back,
time,
we
break
will
time.
see what all kinds of troubles you all get into, either at the commissary, the smithy, the lens bins, or at Nadisi's.
I want to know what the commissary is about and the DCs. She sounds cool as hell, and I want to be her friend.
I am excited
Oh
to see
boy.
this hot tiefling.
I
So
am.
ready.
I am. You are. Allegan is making me very worried to go anywhere with him here.
Yep.
Look, I made a character that would be really funny in these types of scenarios, and everybody around him is like street smarts, and he's like, how do I major in that?
I love him so much, but a terrorist is going to have an aneurysm.
No, you're really gonna have to hold on that because Ryan can only laugh so hard before it hurts him. Before he hurts himself.
A terrorist was trying
Alright.
so damn hard.
All right, I will be back.
All right, yes, we'll be back in about let's call it in 15 minutes, and then when we
Yep.
return, we will see as to what trouble you all get up to.
Sweet.
Sweet.
All right. We will be meeting up for a few minutes. In the meantime, I will have some more of that music bonus made for us playing. Enjoy, gang. There we go.
Hello, everyone. We have returned.
We return.
Howdy.
And we're making it your problem.
Up to
Damn.
mischief.
It was a choice on their parts, but hopefully a fun choice.
Apothecary time. Apothecary time.
Oh yes, so primarily the way to get to the apothecary itself is that there is sure you're there. That's around back into the world. All right, and Corbin is not with us. Okay, so you've made your way back down towards falling down the road, heading back down to the Opal proper. This point in time, it's about midday or so. You've had time to get up, set up. You came into town in the morning itself, and so the sun is high and it is warm out.
Ugh.
Like it is
Snappy's
muggy as
dying.
everything. The morning mist has burned off and it's muggy. That being said, as you kind of come back to that familiar branch that you splintered off from first, you see the commissary in itself. You hear the ring of the smithy behind and off to the side up and stuff. But that strange blue light is still flickering on within the commissary itself, from what you all can see. But from that point in time, what would you all like to do?
Do we want to investigate the blue light or do we want to go to the apothecary?
I mean, we're gonna
I
go
mean,
past the
the-
commissary to get to the apothecary. So
So I want to try to check out that blue light. Yeah.
Hey, wait.
yeah.
No, you want to try that word again? What was that?
Yeah, it was a little jumbled.
What did I
my
say?
yeah, my brain melting.
Oh, good.
Apothecary?
Apothecary.
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 Okay.
Yeah, my brain.
I just really like that word. That's a new word that you just made.
To
And I
be
like
fair, I didn't catch it. I thought you said apothecary, and I would have not said anything about it.
You see, I suffer from chronic dyslexia of the speaking kind as well.
it. I see.
Yeah.
It's also called foot in mouth disease.
Yeah.
Allegan has that chronically.
All right, so you all go to investigate the commissary itself.
Blue light.
As you can see, that it definitely, I'm gonna say, Allegan and Terrace, the two of you. Terrace, you can make a survival check. Allegan, make me an Arcana check.
Fear. Oh, wait. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
Come on, Red, let's go.
19.
Oh, that is an 18.
Both of you would be able to see that this structure itself has been here for a while. And Terrace, you remember kind of going past this, and you remember the fact that it had been an older, dilapidated building that was practically falling apart in itself. And the two of you together would recognize and realize the fact that quite literally these tree growth and roots and like things that moss that have kind of grown up all together to actually create a solid building once more grew rapidly within the past like 2-3 years and were guided with purpose or intent, however you want to describe it, really.
And just lean over to a terrace. Ruined or problem? No in between.
Not a problem if they're living here amongst the people. Ateris is
Don't
going to
look like
grab
the
one
disease.
of like the vegetation, like either a leaf or a little bit of moss, and like just put it on their tongue, see if it like tingles with any form of magic or not.
Don't eat. Put it in. Oh, don't put it.
Roll me a d8.
Don't put it in your mouth.
That is
Didn't-
a 7.
Wait, didn't Ryan
It
do
tastes like
something like
spearmint.
that?
Not again.
No,
Wait,
wait.
spearmint?
This could make tea. Here. She's gonna break another piece off and just break it between her fingers and let Allegan
The
smell
same
it.
leaf?
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells like delicious, fragrant spearmint.
Do I get any like arcane kick off of this at all?
You would definitely know at least that this is not that this did not grow at a normal rate,
But
and
it's not like arcane charge.
it is not arcane.
Okay. I'm just gonna pocket some of that because that's useful spell components. Um,
Are
this
you
is
well? Are
like,
you just grabbing like more leaves at that point in time, or are you
just
grabbing?
like a couple. If I can
Okay.
just like pocket a couple real quick.
Just roll me a d20.
Uh,
5.
5.
Oh, look.
hold on real quick.
It's
Yep.
I got it.
Okay.
For you, Elegant, like kind of like most of them you do, like each one you kind of like break off. Like the first one you break off doesn't smell like spearmint. You kind
Oh.
of smell it smells like pepper, almost like a fresh, like kind of almost like a cayenne or paprika.
hmm.
And the next one you kind of break off at this point in time, you can and you like kind of rub it through your fingers again. And you kind of look over, and the leaf changes slightly to that of almost a light yellow, and you get the smell of turmeric.
What? I want this.
Are we seeing all this?
You can see it, and you can probably smell it. Yeah, like the leaves themselves are like green, like when you've like kind of like they look like plain normal leaves at this point. Then kind of more of a broad leaf. They look almost like ivy leaves, really.
I'm not
This
saying
is
that we should put
yeah.
this in food, but them.
This is gonna sound weird. Would there be anything in Raya's appendix about this? Would his mentor have mentioned
No,
something like this at all? Okay, cool. So this is actually something completely new. He's writing it down. He's
Okay.
writing that down.
Write that down. Write that down.
Saffron, for
Terrace?
you,
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Can I kind of put my nose in this?
you can like there's all sorts of different cups of like moss and like ivy and stuff like here and there. Um, are you looking to like inhale and like taste it, or are you just looking to smell?
Start with smell, essentially.
Doing that
breaking
cat
any of it
thing
off,
where
or are
you
you just
just
leaving
shove
it
your
be?
face in it.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda. Just stick, just like full flop
Okay.
face into the.
Make a as you kind of like breathe in deeply at this point in time, you get this kind of this scent of like it's like the immediate thing that immediately washes over you is not necessarily a scent, but almost memories of like a warm summer day, of wheat in a field, of a garden harvest.
Hmm.
Like you smell tomato,
Hmm.
like fresh, ripe tomato, like hanging off the vine, like just like you've just split it open, and kind of those juicy scents that are just like kind of reaching through your nostrils.
That's
Just kind
so
of pulls back and is like, "What the fuck are these plants?"
I
whoa.
don't know, but I would like to encourage everybody not to mention your true name when we step through these doors.
Quick question. Can
Well, hold on.
everyone smell me?
Terrace was asking a question beforehand.
I'm sorry about that.
I was just gonna say, while they're all checking it out, can a Terrace head in?
Sure. Well, the one thing is you definitely do notice as you approach is that as you get closer now to this kind of the doorway and the blue light, which the doorway itself is about maybe 5 feet high.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like wider on the edge, around the edges. It's like 5 feet high, 4 feet wide. And the blue light in itself, like kind of flickering into the window, you can see now. You can actually look and see. It looks almost like a small bluish, like kind of amorphous, like watery colored sprite
Oh,
that has a faint bioluminescence to it,
so we could be dealing with
and
a
it's
bear.
frantically waving at all of you.
Great.
Yeah, Terrace is going in.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'll also
Raya's
go in.
Raya's
Right.
just gonna try to smell it one more time since he never got a chance to, and then he would go in.
Sure. For you, you also get the kind of that same kind of like smells of vague memories that kind of washing over you. Although yours are interesting. You smell like kind of like sea salt and kind of these almost like fish and like seaweed and kelp, but you also get like, these sense of like green onion and rice, like freshly cooked rice and porridge and cinnamon.
Ursa,
Mhm.
Sucks.
does it make my head hurt smelling these?
Very lightly, but not much.
I would try to get away from that plant as quickly as possible and just rubbing at his head
Like
or
it's
shaking it.
more like if you're like actively like nose deep in it and actually actively like smelling it. Like it's not a particularly pervasive smell overall.
No, it's more
I get you.
like, yeah, it would, for him particularly, it would spark something. He knows it's familiar. He can't quite figure out why, but that in particular, it would be, he would have an idea about why it's familiar to him, wouldn't he?
Mm, in this situation, I would say like the memory, like vaguely, but I would say like more than anything else that I'd just go and make an Arcana check for me.
Oh, oh, shit. Okay. That
You got this.
is an 11. I
11.
rolled a 12, so that's 11.
It definitely makes you think or feel that the plant is, or the plants or the nature is it's not meant to be like it's kind of like warding or warning and stuff, but it's more meant to like kind of like evoke kind of just feelings in general.
Raya still does not like it. He's just gonna go and he's gonna hang back as much as possible.
Okay. Well, you all head inside, and the first thing is you kind of hear these things. Almost kind of, it sounds like the sound of wings through raindrops as this small sprite comes like fluttering over to all of you and making slight, almost like kind of tinkling sounds of like water hitting glass and so. But it's quickly drowned out by from the terrace from what you can hear. What sounds like the banging of wood on metal, and like something stuck, and just clank, clunk, 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 clunk,
A terrace is following that
coming.
sound.
Going inside, it's a fairly large building. At this point in time, you can see that there's a number of different like benches set up and like kind of long tables like that of wood that's kind of like grown out from the sides of this building itself. And there looks to be like three large kettles, two of which are empty, one of which like it looks like it's kind of like boiling over with like water at this point in time and letting off gouts of steam coming off from the exterior at this point in time. Although the flame at this point in time is fairly low and beginning to kind of run out of fuel at this point. But the sprite kind of like is like flutters after you and then flies before you as you see as you're heading in the direction of this noise because you go towards this kind of another low opening, and you would see kind of like what looks to be like upside down in a very similar but kind of enormous kettle. These two thick, stubby legs of wood waving frantically in the air, and it's kind of like rocket to move itself, but it can't quite get enough leverage to tip the pot over one way or another.
A
Like
terrace is
up
going
this creature,
to
like upside down, like stuck in this pot.
a terrace is going to pinch the bridge of their nose, glance at the others, and then pull this thing out of there.
I think I know what this is.
And you pull it by the like it's a fairly thick, heavy creature, just heavy. Is this small, maybe like barely 2.5, 3 foot tall. Well, actually, no, like 2 foot, 2.5 foot tall creature of wood. This enormous, like ivy colored and a green plant beard that kind of like flows over their back and over the entirety of over their chest. And they kind of like these two like brightly glowing yellow eyes set back in a face of like kind of like darkness at this point in time. And they kind of there's this almost kind of this creak of wood, and like as they stop wiggling in the air, like kind of blink slowly at you in like surprise at this point in time. And there's this very kind of like low groan of wood. It says, "Friend."
Yeah,
Oh
friend.
no.
You got yourself stuck there,
Thank-
buddy.
Thank you. Come for food? Eat?
Maybe later. We've got a doctor to see.
Oh. Like kind of like there's a very kind of like dejected.
We've got to eat
then they
later
perk
on
back up.
today, don't you worry.
It nods its head vigorously. Hold on a second here.
What is this?
You can go ahead and make a Arcana or a Nature check.
I want to know what he is. He's so friend-shaped.
Would a terrace know what this is?
You can also go ahead. I would give you a Nature check at advantage,
Okay.
That was an 18.
and just as kind of like a reference.
I rolled a 10, but
I
rolled
am-
from the
Oh
wrong-
my god.
I am so fucking glad I had advantage because the first
Oh,
one was a nat
My
1.
goodness.
He's
And the
so
second one is a
little.
19.
So what was yours, Allegan?
It was a 18.
Both of you would know this creature as a woodwode.
He's a little
Mm.
woodwode.
Yeah.
Wait, can we get the picture of him up on screen so everybody
I'll
else
give you-
can see how
I'll-
cute he is?
Yeah, maybe the proper one.
Y'all, he's so friend-shaped.
I'll also upload the actual art into our Discord chat. Because I had so much fun drawing him. I was
He's a
told
little
Senshi, but
guy.
Woodward.
It was Senshi, but
You absolutely killed it.
But yeah, you can
Oh,
see
wow.
as like kind of a terrace sets him down at this point in time that he's kind of pointing the pot like in down towards you at this point in time. You look and you can see that there's this smaller pot and a ladle on the interior at this point of time, and let's say and it gestures to you at this to like pass it to it.
Gonna pass it over.
I do.
It chirps happily at you at this point in time and like kind of like dances back and forth from one foot to the other, like for a moment, kind of like but kind of then turns around and kind of puts its hands in its arms at the side and kind of bows slowly. Fitter shins.
What?
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 It's like kind of like thumps itself and says again, fitter shins.
You
It-
are Thithershins.
It no
Okay.
bobs its head up and down. The kind of the pot that it's now like kind of placed on its head, clanking back and forth.
Oh, you are too cute. And he just like shakes his hands out a little bit, to just like make sure he doesn't like.
And it
Can I
points at
pat
the-
you
and
on the
it-
head?
and
You
it
look
points
like-
at the sprite and says, "Olom."
Olum and Thithershins. I see.
And then bobs its head up and down again, like kind of the pot lid handle kind of like swinging to the front at this point in time from where the just
Do you accept friendly head pats?
it kind of tilts its head to the side.
Good lord.
Hats in question mark
And-
at the end.
Allegan will just like pat his head and then like motion as if he's going to do the same to Thithershins.
You see, like it's the hand kind of goes. It like it's like kind of like lowers its self body and like kind of the head slightly disappears into this foliage of a bushy beard of the. But it does allow you that it eventually to kind of like reach to light pats at the top of its head.
Turtles!
Just gonna give him a little.
And then it
bit
kinda
of-
like-
amazing.
That the entirety of the
Oh, we got robot
uh,
DM.
the- oh sorry, yeah,
Just
my
a touch.
I'm back.
There, you're back
you're
now.
good.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's just a hiccup. Where the like kind of the foliage like almost like kind of like bristles out, but almost like kind of like poofs up lately and like in happiness. It's just like kind of like shiver slightly.
We can put him in the cart. That
We
said
are
out
not
of character.
keeping
That said
this.
out of character. Out of character. Please.
You see it kind of like sticks its hand in its beard and kind of rustles around, and you can hear this like, and it pulls out and it offers to you a small red berry about the size of a strawberry.
I
Is he
Friends?
giving you a good berry?
friend. I think he is. Yes, I would love to be your friend. You are the nicest person I have met upon arriving here. Triv was nice, but they seemed nervous about everybody they came in contact with. But you, sir, you are a good egg. And I will take the berry and
Bitter shins. Glad.
can I give him something in return?
If you wish to.
I gotta look through my inventory real quick. Just give something to the boy.
Riss is going to like motion to herself. You may call me Riss.
Riz. Rizzy?
Rizzy.
Riz?
That works too.
Rizzy. It is a good name. Fits you well.
Rizzy. Allie. Points at Raya and Safi in Cock's head.
Sylvie.
Sylvie. Bill. Silly.
Silly.
Allie. Silly. Rizzy.
Raya would point at Safi. Kitty.
Hey,
Kitty.
hey!
It kind of like arms spreads out and then kind of like begins to waddle towards Safi.
He's kind of freaking out a little bit.
And kind of wraps his arms around you, like they're thick, heavy, like kind of like woody arms, just like honk around your leg.
If you don't have
Safi
him
just-
back,
He just poofs up like a Ghibli character.
oh my god, you pulled a
No.
Totoro.
Yep.
I'm just thinking, you know how like when you put the flower on a cat's head and it just leans
Yeah,
back?
it's just like, meh.
Raya is actually trying to school his features so much right now.
I'm gonna give Bittershins a silver fork.
Takes the fork. You can see it kind of like looks at it back, like after letting go of Saffron at this point, and takes it, looks back and forth. You see it's like kind of like now that kind of this bushy beard like kind of like opens up for a moment. You can just see these blocky wooden like kind of yellow like barky and like heavy teeth just kind of like open like, and it's fully the size about like 2 foot wide mouth that just kind of like opens up and just and like
I love
like,
this. I love this Ghibli-esque
This is
Woodward. I love him.
incredible.
I love
He is
this.
our child now. We must
Yep.
protect him.
We have to save this village because he
You're-
can't
it's like-
die.
You're our friend now. We're gonna go home and have soft tacos.
Yes.
you kind of bite the silver like fork lightly, it's like clunk, thing, and then still like nods its head happily and stuffs it into its beard.
Oh, okay.
And then holds up a kind of like a one woody hand and kind of turns around and waddles back towards a kind of this backroom section where you can hear him begin to kind of like ruffle and shuffle through a number of different things and different chunks and pieces. And you see him to come out one more with this large like half pot at this point in time, just filled to the brim with fresh vegetables
Oh,
and all sorts of different kind of like herbs and like kind of basically a fresh garden harvest at this point in time. And it says cook food for friends.
Yes, but you are also doing a business. I do not want to take uh, goods
Not
without.
many come to fitter shins.
What
Root
would
and apple not do much.
Oh,
do you what do you want in payment?
Kind of tilt its head inquisitively.
What do you want
Payment?
in return for giving vegetables and herbs? Or do you wish to just give?
Smiles.
you just can't.
I,
I'm
oh,
sorry, Ryan.
oh,
It's
oh, my heart.
instinctive for Ryan. He just can't help but just the brightest smile. Is like, oh,
Fitter shins has only Olum.
Well, you can count me among them now. Thank you. You are you are a very good woad.
Kind of like shivers and brustles up again.
So much. Are you sure we can't put him in the cart?
Oh, the cart is currently in the stable, so
We could put him in the cart. We could take him with us.
We are not taking him.
we are not.
Kidnap the
We are not
woad.
kidnapping the woad.
Oh my god.
It says a lot. It says a lot when the two gremlins are the voice of reason with this. We're not kidnapping the woad.
Look,
Woad
above
You
napping.
table, I want to keep
you
him forever. He is my son now. Below table, like on table, as much as the terrace finds this thing endearing, she's also very concerned that he would get himself killed immediately.
Yeah.
one red dragon's worth. Boom. We have a bonfire.
Yeah.
Ugh. Thank you for and Alligan's just like gathering up all of the vegetables and herbs and putting them in his pack.
Nods its head and is like, come back for food any time. Always want to see friends.
We'll be back in a
Alligan just
little while.
turns to a terrace and mouths, "Can we please take him?"
Terrace is just going to give a small smile and just kind of pat Allegan on the shoulder.
Can't fit him in the trunk.
No.
All right, so are you all departing at this point in time?
Yes.
Painfully, but yes.
Sorry, I was having a sneezing fit. Yeah,
Bless you.
very much just Safi being just slowly shaking head, wide-eyed looking at Allegan like, absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely the fuck not.
Raya loves the guy, but he would just like make a cutting motion with his throat, just smile. It's like, not this time.
You know, like when you're like a kid's like being led out of a like candy or like toy shop or something, and they're like up one hand, but the other one's like reaching back to the door, and they're like, it's
You can
that.
see Olam's like eyes and like just the top of their eyes and like their head and the like iron pot that's hanging off their side, like kind of looking over the counter at you as they're waving goodbye as you depart out from the
Big
building.
wave. Yeah, just we have 2 new friends. This town has gone from shit to great in like one shop. Apothecary, and then it who knows? Maybe it will go up to like, I don't know, a 7?
Well, it sounds like a good idea. I guess we won't know until we go there. Isn't that right, Kitty? Hey there.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
Safi is just like licking at his teeth and just has a very stoic expression
On
and
the
just
topic
slowly
of
looks up at Raya.
On the
I,
topic of
I'm,
unwanted nicknames, I thought only your family was allowed to call you Ali. Terrace is gonna elbow Ali again.
It's
Yeah, Allie. What was
it is,
that about?
it is reserved for my sisters and now the good world.
it, it could, it could be worse. I mean, I'm glad I went with my last name or my first name. I mean,
A B rating.
imagine if I do like Rai Rai or something like that.
I mean, Ali is a perfectly good short name for elegant. It's hard to compress.
I mean, if you want, we could
Anyways,
just call you Doc.
please do not.
We're
All
going
right,
to
so
now, right?
as you all turn and take a left and heading towards the kind of this town square. It's a fairly open town square, but definitely around the ringing around the edges of by the river itself is much of it's more like kind of shanty buildings at this point in time. Although on the on the southern northern side at this point in time of it, you can hear and see what looks to be a decent sized like blacksmith at this point in time, hammering and you can hear the kind of the faint ting 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 from the opened air smithy. Looking over, you can see it looks a sign of something that looks to be like a heavy, like a metallic trap. It's been like kind of like posted up between this point in time, and clamped between the two jaws is a wooden board that says "Trap Jaws" on it. And there appears to be a red dragonborn working at the forge.
Hmm.
But aside from that, in order to get to the apothecaries, you would take the bridge to the south and then up around the side.
Okay, dokie.
To the
So
apothecary, I guess.
Because I'm very disappointed.
I am not disappointed. You're disappointed.
We can go shopping
can-
later.
We can go to the blacksmith's after the fact. I just need to drop off all of these medical bags because now I have a shit ton of vegetables. But he had really good stuff. Like there are herbs that we can only get imported from the north. This is great. And then we got the couple of the strange ivy plant. Um, I don't know if the leaves stay the same. I'm interested in cooking with them. I wonder if it tailors the taste of the dish to the individual. Anyways, these medical bags are heavy, and I wish to drop them off.
A terrace is
oh,
going to offer to carry them for Elegant.
all right. So you're heading past. So you're heading past Thulin's bins at the point in time. You would see the knickknack shop, like just all full of stuff, and then you're heading off to the apothecaries. Heading into the apothecary in itself. Well, you find actually like as you're approaching the apothecary, what beforehand was probably like a smaller building has been mostly replaced, or at least off to one side, by an enormous tent with a number of different. You could see like kind of cots off to one side of the open air, as well as also a number of different kind of log benches and a fire going, and probably about a good 30 or 40 people in
Jesus.
various levels of health around the exterior of the building. Most of them look fairly healthy and hardy, but you can see a number of them have these dark black splotches on their skin itself, and a couple of them you can see have like kind of chunks of either like a missing hand or like like the edge or kind of a bandaged face, like I'm missing those. There's a number of them that have like kind of this hair loss that has occurred at this point in time, and it's fairly not particularly great looking. And then kind of definitely this stench and smell of not death, but definitely unhealthiness hits all of your noses at this point. And heading into the main tent in and of itself, uh, the smell only intensifies. But although there's a very heavy antiseptic self, antiseptic smell as well, along with a number of different kind of herbs and uh, herbaceousness that kind of flows through it. You would see walking between a number of different stretchers upon which are patients that look in severe states of illness, There's also a number of each one of these small cots set off, well, they bucket off to the side here and there. Um, is a tiefling with greenish skin and long wooden horns. A number of different like kind of like flowers of different like types with mixed within their hair and here and there. But
Mhm.
it's and she's kind of like you can definitely get the sense of someone who has been working frantically and for a long period of time to save as many lives as they can. Give me just a moment.
I would when we like see those tents, I'm going to hand out like hand and face coverings to uh the party to just be like, put this on. We don't know if this is airborne contact, whatever. Better to be safe than sorry. Do not touch anybody unless I or the apothecary owner direct you to do so. Um, don't touch your hands to your face, anything like that. Try to keep as sanitary as possible. Um, and he points to a terrace and Safi. Tails close to your body. You don't want it accidentally brushing up against something.
And
Oh,
what
wait.
if we don't get sick?
What do you mean?
Yeah, this one can't get sick.
Ever.
It
Uh,
doesn't seem to care about. Oh, actually, no, you weren't there.
yeah. It, mm, I wouldn't chance it. Magical maladies can supersede natural resistances.
So,
Best to play safe rather than sorry,
mm,
especially when it may cost you your hands.
all right. At the very least, I don't think I would like to be a carrier, so I'll go ahead and do it.
Would a
We
terrorist
put on
know
PPE.
about the tiefling here from the last time she's been here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
She
they
was
would
fairly
know
new
each
into the
other
town at the
then.
point in time, like would have just barely been established.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you would know each other. Yes.
Ateris is going to follow Allegan's instructions and just kind of lean into him. Do try not to fall in love with another horned one, yes?
Why? I mean, you warned me about that to a lot of people, and then as he's turning and sees the TV, he's like, "Holy shit!" Uh,
Yeah.
Sappy's ears perk up.
So yeah, so as you're like kind of going to, she's dressed in like kind of in leathers as well as also greens and blacks. The green being more like kind of like that of a mossy green, like here and there with spread with splashes of brighter lichen colored. She has hooves, and as well as also like and their hands are definitely kind of moving around, like but primarily mixing poultices or otherwise, but occasionally we'll kind of move through and kind of spread or smear a bit of a poultice on one of these black spots here and there, and then take up a like kind of this gnarled staff and kind of chant over it lightly at this point in time, and you can see kind of the spot necessarily lessen or alleviate fully, but definitely almost like kind of the like a faint like kind of plant growing out of the poultice, and as it's beginning to grow, it's almost leaching away that bits and pieces of that small of that toxin or illness or whatever it is, and as the leaves themselves turn blackened, so they begin to kind of just wilt and die.
um,
You can see,
hello.
but their eyes are closer than like the money. Like, ah,
Apologies for frightening you.
all right, it's fine. Just go take your places. I'll get to you when I can.
Uh, Dr. Elegant Hugh, I'm here to assist you. I was sent from
Oh,
the
they
very
finally
Heroic
fucking
Academy.
sent someone. Oh, thank goodness.
I come with
It's
multiple healing kits as well as a transportable herbalism as well as alchemical
Well, that will certainly
supplies.
be a hefty amount of aid. The main issue with this disease at this point in time, it's been a heck of a ride. It's more the fact that once it's in you, it's caused the issue, and it certainly seems attracted to more open lesions, wounds, and it causes a continued debilitation of the immune system to a point in time where it causes more increased infects and possibilities, and skin becomes thin as paper. Even light scratches become open wounds, and it causes increased points and times of lesions and otherwise. So these will be a great help in terms of the manufacture of healing potions that can be used to actually keep wounds closed rather than anything else. Uh,
Is this similar to what you would see with something like scorbutus, scurvy?
in some amount, yes, but it doesn't. But the hue and coloration of the skin is different. Like these, and scurvy doesn't have these black splotches in any way, shape, or form. It's
Um,
it's more, as far as I can know, it's an adventurer came back with it within after delving into one of the mansions, and it spread like wildfire amongst the different townfolk here. I
is
had up to 100 here at one point of time. Well, down with it at one point, and
do you have that
unfortunately,
individual here?
no, they as adventurers also often do. They are able to just get up and walk off with after taking severe gut wounds and otherwise the day before, and leave the rest of us to rot.
I see. You are, sorry, your name,
Oh, my apologies. I am Spore Sage Nadisi.
Spore Sage in the DC. Do I recognize the title of Spore Sage?
Sure, make either a nature or a history check. As
Okay.
she then like looks over to us. A terrace. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple of years. Let
You
me.
too, Nadia. This adventurer, it wasn't a bite, was it? The original wound.
As far as I can tell, no. They were delving into one of the beast frees, but they did encounter a number of different uh tentacled plants and other voracious appetites and similar things
Hmm.
like that along the way itself. It could be, if theoretically, it could be like a spore generation, which is one of the reasons why I'm been having had some success with being able to remove the spores as much as I can tell. But it's, I don't know if it's either almost like attempting to turn them into plants or causing lesions or otherwise. And for you, Elegant, with 18, the title of Spore Sage primarily deals with that in herbiculture and the generations of like molds, funguses, mushrooms, coral.
Is this
Uh,
somebody from a druid circle?
this is somebody from a druidic circle, yes.
Okay. Okay. Do I recognize any, like, does she carry a symbol or something perhaps of a previous or current druidic allegiance?
For you, that you could see, like one thing that you would be able to see would be that there is a symbol of Sylvanas on her, the Oak Father.
Okay.
As many druidic circles are connected to that in some way, shape, or form. Aside from that, you would not recognize. You do not see kind of the telltale signs of like the Emerald Enclave on
Okay.
them.
Okay. Um, would you prefer Spore Sage? Your first name?
Nadi is fine, or Neddy, or EC, or DC, or S- Sage, or whatever you prefer to call me.
Nutty. It's you may call me Elegant. You seem to have the most experience with this. If I may speak with you directly, you said the adventurer came in. How many days ago was that?
Well, that was
Uh,
a few months ago.
and this has been
It,
worsening.
no, it's been getting better. To like, I made actually great headway against it. Like the first stages of it weren't. Well, the biggest thing caused the biggest issue was the fact that people tend to ignore it because most folks aren't friends here.
Mhm.
Um, so at that point, it's not the best off overall. But I was able to make some amount of headway of it because I was able to had a certain amount of supplies. But unfortunately, in the past month or two, I've had issues with kobolds. They've been,
Stealing your things. Yes,
you know this.
we met them. Yes, they will not be bothering you anymore.
Well, that's a relief. I can at least then continue to get more supplies or shipments or otherwise, but or at least then whenever I have time to forage, I won't have to worry about my own supply getting stolen, but the issue remains that I have very little to work with. Like I can make maybe a poultice here or there, but then I have no time for foraging, and makes the progress of actually healing folk very slow. And without those proper medicines, then I can't deal with the ones that have lasted for longer periods of times.
What would
Um,
be the point of foraging when you have a wood woad within your city walls or town walls?
he doesn't like to go out to the bog.
Ah,
It's as far as I've been able to interact with him, he's scared of it.
I see. It is a terrible place, and I would prefer not to be in it myself. But
He can grow many different things in for like in terms of vegetal and herbal varieties. Medical, especially plants, many different plants and species here have additional magical effects because of the arcane layers of magic that were cast during the spell plague and similar. So there's additional effects and varieties that I can find out there that produce additional effects that are allowed for continued back to combating this disease. But it's
mm,
proven long in a headway, and I wasn't sure as to whether or not if they could do that as well and grow the appropriate varieties, or if even they could, if they wouldn't be changed or mutated somehow simply because of the natural magic within the air and soil.
I
Wouldn't hurt to
see.
ask, would it?
No.
No, it wouldn't, but it gives
Actually,
me it's one of the time I need to be more polite to him. I
um,
was rather impatient at one point in time, and I think I may have scared him.
um,
Ah,
Wait,
if I ask, the bog was where we found those strange dragonflies and the toads, right?
the bog is
Mhm.
all around us, but yes, most of the land of Bedorn and Opal is just in the middle of an enormous bog, swamp, marsh meadow. Further towards the coast, you find mangroves and similar. But yeah, basically for about a good 10 miles around us, 10, 15, maybe even 20 miles around us in all directions, we are in the middle of a swamp,
delightful. Which is
That's
not exactly helping. It's too humid here. They're
which unfortunately does then continue
festering.
to be correct. But
Okay.
yeah, I have been able to make some way most, and I've cured many of the frequent ones when they first occurred, and those that are outside on the uptake of health. It's these ones remaining, these last 12 or so, that have proven the most worrisome and troublesome of cases. Saffron, go ahead and make a perception check for me, please, because of your keen
Okay.
ears.
Um. Also, above table while that's
Oh,
happening.
fuck.
Real quick, have I seen Raya cast magic or no?
um have here's a
No,
question. Here's
because
a
you
question.
failed on your perception check a
Yeah,
while ago.
Wait a second.
I was just
During
thinking
is
in the
like during
past.
combat. Would if no wait. Raya is like
Oh, you
Alec
used
didn't have
booming
clear
blade.
sight of Raya.
Yeah, I did. You used booming blade right in front of me.
Oh,
On the second frog, yeah. On the second toad, yes.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you would know
Okay.
why.
No reason. Um, but
Sus.
Seppi.
Huh? What? Me?
Your perception check.
Yeah, I got a 23. I'm rolling stupid good with my Leo
Whoa.
dice.
23.
Hell luck.
Yeah.
As this discussion is going on, you would kind of like hear almost kind of like this, like kind of creaks and cracks and the kind of like heavy groans coming from one of the individuals at the far back at this point in time. And you would hear and see kind of their body contorting strangely, and you'd see a rush of black spots cover their skin, and you see they kind of split out in ichor, begin to kind of
Oh,
pool out from their flesh.
cool, cool. Safi is just gonna immediately yelp and just be like, docs, is that normal? And just point.
What am I seeing? The same, worse? What's what
You would see in the DC that maybe like kind of rush over. It's like You would see the same thing or worse. You would recognize this as kind of like a quickly mutating virus at this point in time, basically.
Okay. But that was actually going to be my next question. Is this fungal, viral, bacterial? What am I looking at here?
Fungal, or it would be either viral or fungal, one of the two.
Those are one's worse than the other. Can I do a check to possibly isolate which one this is? Because one of them is deeply concerning to me.
Make a nature check.
Great. I'm going to use my new dice because my other one won't fucking roll above an 11.
Is
Okay.
Ateris able to aid in any way with this?
Oh,
I would
that's
say
really good.
yes,
Okay.
because well, at least you can go and aid. You can either aid in the DC in terms of administrating what aid she can to this individual at this point in time, or you can aid Allegan in terms of like pulling out different like research materials and like kind of prepping and setting up stuff.
There's not much Ateris can do, like, magic-wise. So that... what am I looking for, Doc?
Let me roll. I'm guessing I'm getting with advantage on that nature check.
Yes, because the terrorist is aiding you.
Okay. Well, I didn't really need it, and the other roll was 5. It's an 18 plus 6. 6, 24.
24. You're pretty sure that it is a fungal variety.
Okay.
And you're fairly certain that you actually, almost as you kind of like seen and recognize at this point in time, is that it immediately kind of kicks into your head at this point in time that this is a disease known as zombie rot.
Oh,
I know what that is. Out of character. Shit.
And specifically, this one appears and looks as if it is attempting to turn these people into zombies.
Shit. Fuck.
Oh.
How many people have died of this? I'm going. Yeah.
So far, I've been able to keep anyone from dying, but these ones have all been in critical condition the past week.
Okay.
I've been able to keep them stabilized as best I can, but this strength, and you can see the kind of this spraying gout of blackish ichor just kind of like shoot up and kind of like spray and splash across her face at this point in time. Just
Oh,
presto
no.
that. Immediate
No.
presto to that. Cool. Neat. Fun, great. Very concerning.
as the individual in the body is on the cot, it's kind of like shuddering body, like kind of shivering and shaking.
Cool.
You can see like kind of like this, like almost like this black foam and bubbles at the edges of their mouth.
Shit.
Right.
Okay, cool. This is, I'm going to pull my group off to the side to not say this. I want this to be hidden from the general assembly. It's okay
Hold on
if
a second here.
our druid friend hears, but
What do you mean? Hold on. Oh!
I'll pull you off to the side so you guys can have like be a...
Oh shit.
Quick question. Did we finish our long rest the night before?
Yes.
yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, but we did the
but
battle.
we also
Yeah, you
did
did the
fight
battle.
Got a
the,
short rest.
toads, yeah.
So we only
It
got
was
a short rest.
Yeah.
Worth of
Yeah.
health.
Yeah, you've had the opportunity to take a short rest, which you could have spent hit dice and whatnot, but you did not. But yeah, last night you took the long rest.
Cool.
Neat.
Okay.
Cool, great, cool.
But yeah, so whatever research you spent, and since the toad fight, you would not have recovered those that they would take a long rest to recover.
Shit. Okay, I will speak to you all later. Do not get near any of these people and do not touch them. I look to a terrace. This is bad. And I'm going to rush over to help Naughty.
Wait, Doc. What is this?
I will explain later, not right now. I'm so sorry. Do not touch anybody. Possibly have weapons ready. I do not know if we will need those though. And I'm gonna rush over to Naughty, and I have a
You can see her hands are
question.
kind of like glowing green at this point in time, as she's kind of like muttering in concentration. You can see
Yeah.
some wounds closing, others like splitting open, and she's actively attempting to control this as best she can.
Okay, I have a question.
Yep. Are you? Mm-hmm.
So I've already used my tattoo today.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any chance of pushing that?
I will let you push it if you have a hit dice to spend.
A hit dice? A hit point?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can.
A hit,
I'll
a
expend.
hit, a hit dice.
What does that mean?
So typically on like second level, you would have 2 hit dice to spend that you can use during short rests in order to regain hit points.
Oh yeah, I will absolutely use that.
All right.
I'll expend one of my hit dice to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I will expend one of my hit dice to activate the tattoo.
Okay.
Would a terrorist notice Allegan doing this?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Like you see at this point in time, they basically it's like kind of they're kind of like they're like, come on, and like for them at this point, there's like this flash of a moment as the kind of like the vein on their arm, like almost like you could see like kind of like pop from their forehead, like you could see like their arm flex and the skin on their own hand palm like split open for a moment before resealing shut.
Yeah.
A terrorist is going to take a few steps forward. Allegan.
It's fine. That's 10 points of healing towards this individual.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll the con save, I imagine.
Yes, please.
Oh dear. Oh
Yeah,
no.
I need.
Sappy have seen that, by the way.
Can I have Safi,
Yeah, you've-
Ryan, and the terrorist?
Yeah.
All 3 of you go ahead and make perception checks for me, please.
Yep, please.
Okay.
Come on, I've been.
Oh, that's an
rolling well,
18. That's an
please.
18.
That's a
That's a good
dirty.
con save.
That is. What is that? Is that a dirty 20?
Okay.
No, it's like that close. That's a 19.
Okay.
I got a 16.
24.
24.
Uh,
Terrace, you're the only one who sees this. And like Alligator for Safi and Raya, the 2 of you see like kind of the whole tattoo thing going on itself as like the things going on.
Okay.
And like the whole like extra process, like what the fuck? Terrace, it's taking a while. If you haven't noticed this like here and there, like because it hasn't had many chances or times or periods to occur.
mhm.
But as Alankin kind of like reaches for like the tattoo activates, and you see this individual kind of like a number of lesions and like kind of suture themselves closed, and black spots like kind of just like peel off of their body, like kind of they breathe normally again. Their body like stopping, twisting and creaking and groaning. You would see a very subtle blue flash in the middle of Alankin's forehead.
Fine. Fine.
Okay.
Who did that?
Okay.
Who
Who
did
did
that?
that? Who? Who was it?
I don't know.
Um,
Mitch?
what?
Was that you?
What did I do?
And for the 3 of you
Soundboard.
as well, as it goes, like, you see the person kind of convulsively calm down, and you would all hear kind of then kind of like shuddering, splitting, cracking, groaning as a person who's lying still a moment ago, like kind of like normally, like actively like still breathing normally, guy lets out a horrid, wretched scream as disclaimer for body horror. People,
Mhm.
warning. As their skeleton literally pulls themselves and rips themselves out of their skin and stands up.
They're joining the skeleton war.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Happening.
So,
And their eyes look directly at Allegan.
Yeah, that's
Raya,
unfortunate.
yeah. Raya's handing his book over to Safi.
What? Why?
Only one of us can actually get close and not catch it.
That's not the
Are you
case.
fucking kidding me?
But I fucking passed my contract, right? Right? With
Yes,
an
you did.
18?
You're good. Yes, you did.
Okay. We're not
For the
passing
rest
out.
of you, you see is as the skeleton literally pulls itself up and out of the body, like the flesh splitting apart at this point in time. It's wreathed in this light, in this like faint shimmering bluish black like flames from it that come crackling up at this point in time, and its eyes are filled with malevolence as it scans and locks directly onto Allegan.
Okay. I'm guessing we're rolling initiative.
We are rolling initiative.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, I can work with this. Do we type it in or just
I will put it here in just a moment. So
That's bullshit. That's
Elegant,
bullshit.
Oh no.
Taffy,
That is a wasted nat 20.
Terrace,
what do you mean a waste?
and
Hey, it might be really important to act right now.
It might actually, considering this thing's locked
Yeah.
onto you.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, buddy.
No.
all right.
You're
So
fast.
Yeah.
We need you to be fast.
I
Aw,
know.
Here it goes again.
All my good
Uh,
rolls.
Do they get any
Uh-uh.
bonuses because I told them to have their weapon prepped just in case?
in this situation, no. Well, they are
Damn
not.
it.
They are not surprised. is
Okay.
The DC rolls 2. A Terrace,
At 24.
Staffy,
5.
Allegan,
14.
Raya.
21.
All right. First up, as this skeleton like pulls itself and the flames begin to kind of crackle up its form, its phrase like beginning to move and drag, like body still like kind of dragging along its feet and heading towards Allegan. A Terrace, you're up first.
Terrace is shifting to stand between this thing and Allegan.
Okay.
And I am going to.
Which one is it again? Is it this one or this one?
Yeah, where's our skeleton friend?
He's over in the corner.
Oh, I
Oh,
see him, I
oh,
see him, I see him.
He's got
oh.
a token.
Okay.
Ateris is going to shoot their longbow at this thing.
Okay. Go make an attack.
Fuck. That is a 14.
14 will hit.
I rolled really bad on that considering I've got a +6.
The armor class is 13.
That is 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points of piercing damage. You see the bolt, you see the arrow kind of come clank, clack, clack. It doesn't do quite as much as you would like it to, unfortunately. Because it is a piercing like weapon that kind of just like rattling against the cage, the rib cage of the skeleton itself. It does like kind of crack a bone, but
For my bonus action, I'm going to use rally and give that to Allegan.
What does that do for me?
So
what
on my turn,
presents
I
do I
can
get?
give you a bonus. I can use a bonus action and expend my superiority die to bolster your resolve. You get temporary hit points equal to my superiority dice roll, +0, unfortunately. So what is my superiority dice?
I think it's a D6.
D6?
I think it's a D6.
Okay, cool. You get 5 points of temp HP.
Let's fucking go. That puts me above 20. I'm sitting
You're gonna need it.
This the feat.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Is this the feat that you took?
Yes. This is
yeah, that's
martial
D6.
adept.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's D6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just
All
found
right.
it.
The next we have Raya.
Okay, so here's gonna be a question. It's focused on Allegan, right? And
Correct. It's
Terrace at this
like
point.
fully locked onto him.
So
I did a little.
I could
oopsie.
technically walk up to it and it wouldn't notice me until I'm there, right?
It's aware of your presence. You would have to make a stealth check in order for it to be unaware
Oh.
of your presence.
I bet. We're making stealth checks.
Do it.
Right.
Sneak
All right.
attack.
Sneak attack.
Okay, so that's I rolled 15. I forgot that I have expertise in stealth.
Yeah, you're pretty quiet.
Yeah, man.
So that is so that's +8.
All right.
So that's a 23? Is that
23. You are quiet.
Okay. So casually approach the bone man.
Okay.
This is going to be also very important. I'm unclipping one of my short swords from my belt. Sheath is with it in its sheath and all, right?
Okay.
When I get behind it, the first thing I'm gonna do is drop a bonus action for a racial
You
feature.
have to use your bonus action in order to stealth, unfortunately.
Yeah. Cunning action.
Dang. All right, you know what? It's like another day for this particular feed, but it's okay.
Sorry, buddy.
All right, but it's like with that, he's gonna whack it on the back of its neck.
Okay.
All right.
Whack-a-mole.
You attempted to just hit it like with a it's just in terms of stab it, or you attempted to actively use it as like your weapon as a bludgeoning weapon?
I specifically did not draw it from
All right.
its sheath, so I'm using it as a bludgeoning weapon.
Okay, so it'll be one damage size smaller because of the fact that you're not using it for its intended purpose, but that does work.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on, wrong dice. All right.
I will also say that unfortunately, sneak attack does not really. Actually, no, it's just a light weapon. It doesn't necessarily have to be piercing or slashing. Yep, you're good.
Yeah. Okay. 11 plus 6, 17 hits, right?
Yep. Armor class is 13.
Cool. So instead of a D6, I'm rolling a D4, right?
Yes.
Right.
D4 and then your normal sneak attack.
All right. 4 plus 4, that's 8, and that's 8. Just whack,
Mm-hmm.
and then sneak attack. Okay, that's fine. That's a plus 5. I was hoping for a 6.
So 13 points of damage.
Yes.
With a heavy crunch, you can hear kind of the splinter and crack of bone like back with as the skeleton kind of lurches forward lightly because. But even though it's like it knows it's aware of the attack that hit it at this point in time, it's definitely now aware of your presence. It's still fairly well locked onto Alec, but you can see the head kind of turn and now begin to look towards you as well.
Rye's just looking back coldly.
All right, Alekin, you're up.
Everybody stay calm. I'm just announcing that to the rest of the patients inside. We have this handled. And I'm going to hopefully not whiff on this. I'm going to grab that burnt stick out of my component pouch, crack it, rub it between my hands, and cast Witch Bolt.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack.
All right. Oh, that's good. It's a D12. Does a 18 plus 4 hit?
Yes, armor
Okay.
class is 13.
D12. Not terrible. 8. Do I get to add anything to that, or is it just
Nope.
8?
It's
Nope.
just 8,
Okay.
unfortunately.
8
But it can,
lightning damage.
but it is now there's a kind of this connecting like lightning bolts
Cool.
connecting to it, so you'll be able to automatically hit on later rounds.
Great.
The lightning seems to have full effect to it again. So,
Okay.
the
If you can, hit it with magic.
the skeleton at this point in time just looks
And can I
towards you,
move
right?
back?
You can.
Okay. I'm gonna just move just a scooch back.
Just there.
Just a little scooch.
All right. Which is excellent because they actually makes you more available.
Why would you say that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because you moved yourself from a terrorist's imposing body.
No,
I can't bait and switch if I need to now.
So the skeleton at this point in time is going to, even though Raya is there, you see its arm linger up and you can see its hand sticking out and looking towards you, although Raya is still there in its face, it's going to point its hand towards you, and you see its nails and claws for a second extend, and thunk, finger darts come launching towards Allegan.
What?
Oh no.
Do I have a react I can do?
no.
Fuck.
I don't have any health, guys.
I
So
do not have.
that's a 25 to hit.
Silvery
I
barbs.
do not have a reaction for that because he moved away. God
Silvery
damn it.
barbs.
All right.
Silvery
you
barbs.
barb. All right. So next roll then. 21 to hit. So who are you giving advantage
Fuck.
to? It still hits you. Does less damage though.
Okay. How much health? How much health was that?
You take 4 piercing damage and 2 necrotic, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Okay, that's 6. Wait, no. 6 damage. Changes. And a con save? But what if
Yes,
I don't
please.
wanna?
Too bad.
Have you considered nuh-uh?
I have considered your argument, but
Oh, that's not good.
I'm
That's
electing
a
to ignore it.
6. That's
All
a
right.
6.
As these talons kind of like slam and pierce into your body, it's you can see now at this point in time, so from where they exude, these coiling tendrils of dark, shadowy scales begin to peel out and surround you in terms of like different.
Please tell me they're not black.
Hard to tell. They're shadowy, ghostly. It's difficult to tell at this point in time. Begin to kind of peel around you at this point in time, and you begin to find your form begin to take on a shadowy aura. You can go ahead and make a nature check to identify them. But that is,
Can I also do an Arcana check to see what the fuck this is doing to me?
sure. And then it's going to turn to you,
I could have
Raya.
fucking said earlier. That's a natural 20.
You're fairly certain that they are black scales.
Damn it.
And looks towards you, Raya, and the other hand is going to come down with a claw attack against you. Which is a 24 to hit. Or
What?
11 slashing damage.
Okay.
I don't have a reaction to help with that.
No. How is it that you're rolling so high with all of these enemies?
I'm
hurts.
sorry.
No, but yeah, that hits. That's I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That's gonna hit.
Can I free action yell to a terrorist something or no?
Yeah.
The one who killed the priest may be behind this, and that's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
But yeah, that's 11 points of damage to me.
11 points of damage, slashing, just raking as the claws of almost like seeing the nails themselves kind of grow out and be just like heavily slash across your forearms. That is it.
Raya's yelling in pain. It's been a while. He has this one above, but he's not looking the best.
Okay.
So bad?
Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I am. Okay, this changes some things. Safi is in fact going to run up. Still has the book, but is just going to kind of shove it down the front of his shirt.
Okay.
He needs his hands free. What? And he's gonna go right here-ish.
Okay.
And just start punching the shit out of this thing, because Jesus fucking Christ.
Sure
okay.
And for you, Allegan, as well, for the aura, you're pretty sure that if something then is to hit you again, you take additional 2d6 to necrotic damage.
Oh, good.
But you are fairly aware that you, because of that Arcana check, you can make an Arcana symbol to ward off and just extinguish the scales.
Okay.
Sorry, Steffi, go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine. First is attacking with my claws. That is a 25 to hit. So yeah, I'm guessing
That'll hit.
Fuck yes.
Yep.
Go, Monk,
so
go.
that is 7 points of slashing damage. I can talk, I promise.
The slashing just you can feel kind of like raking against the kind of the outer the heavy bones at this point in time. It doesn't do quite as much as you would like it to.
Yeah,
Can
I
I talk
figured.
can I talk as a free action?
Yep.
Okay. Safi, close fist.
Oh, right. Yeah. And I'm gonna key point flurry of blows.
Yes. Fuck him up with that monk
I
bullshit.
fucking love key points.
Are you?
Take his
Oh,
head
no.
off.
What?
Nah.
What?
I rolled 2 2s.
Wait. No.
So-
Shut up. I'm giving Safi that advantage because I did silvery barbs.
What?
You do have to, I will allow that. That's fine. But in the previous in going for, you do have to make sure you call
Yeah,
out who you
I
give it
totally
to.
forgot. I
But yeah.
forgot.
So Stephanie, that'll allow you then to,
okay. Sick. So one of them is definitely a whiff. The other, I rolled a 15.
That'll hit.
So one definitely hits. So yippee.
Wait.
That's. Oh, that. Wait, hold.
Wait a second. Before anything, what was the first one? What was the first one total? It was a
The
2 plus
first
what?
one total.
It was a 2 plus what?
Would have been like
a plus 6.
8.
Yeah, it was
so
only an 8 total.
Dang. Even.
Yeah,
a
no.
help.
Nah. But yeah, so the second hit is, I can do math, 8 points of damage.
You could hear a bone splinter and crack. You could feel like punch into the rib cage now at this point in time. You can see 2 of the ribs just like fully fold in on itself. It looks pretty beat up, but it still stands.
Gross.
Fun. Cool. And I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck, guys? And that's the end of my turn.
Nadisi is going to
DC.
Nadisi.
Oh, Nadisi.
They are going to mutter a word, and they are going to cast. Let's see. Yeah, they don't want to do that because that'll get a lot of people. So they're going to go ahead and cast. But no, they can do that because they know about the area. They're going to cast Entangle.
Ooh.
So they're going to like, mutter a word and kind of raise up a hand, and from the ground, like the different like haze and stalk, like almost tendrils of fungi and mushrooms begin to kind of sprout up and around the area. And it's a 20-foot square, so they'll do it like there. And catch the skeleton in it. So that I need that. It's a strength save, which it's not great at. It fails. It is restrained as the vines and tangles just wrapped up in and around it.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Not in my vicinity. I do not welcome undeath here. And then they're gonna move to here. You're flanking. The terrace, you're up.
All right. Ateris is still swearing, this time in Infernal. Going to take a step back so that Allegan is back in that 5-foot range. God fucking damn it.
Sorry.
And is going to, for starters, use their last superiority dice on Raya. You get rallied. So you get 3 points of temp HP.
Better than nothing.
And then because I'm out of range, I'm going to shoot my bow. I know it's only doing less damage, but still, that is a much better hit though with a 18.
That'll hit.
And that
You do have
is-
advantage because of the restraints.
Oh, cool. Let's see if we can get a nat 20.
Hey,
No, I can't.
How much, how much damage did that do? Because we didn't do my concentration check on my witch bolt.
It did 6 points of damage, so it's a DC 10.
This thing is going to take 8 points of piercing.
8 points of piercing, so reduce in half if there's resistance. So, all right, Raya, you're up.
Okay. Riot just got slashed. He's no longer playing around. So, foregoing all sorts of subtlety right now, first he turns the sheath blade into a reverse grip, and he strums down on the scabbard hard enough to make a sound to cast Booming Blade on it.
Let's
All right.
go.
And as soon as he does, he flips it around and brings it down as hard as he can. Tries to bring it down as hard as he can on the zombie's skull.
Alrighty.
All right. That's flank. Flanking is +1 or +2?
No. So typically, flanking gives it grants advantage at this point in time, but it's already advantage because it's restrained. So.
Oh, okay. So it's just advantage. So I roll twice.
Correct.
Okay. So
Roll twice, take the higher number.
okay. So that is, first one was a 2. Second one was a 7 plus 6. That was 13, right?
Yes.
Does it hit?
Yes, it does. 13 is its armor class.
All right. So first things first, I'm gonna roll the damage die. All right. This one is kind of weird. Do I get sneak attack from that or no?
Yes, because it's still technically attacking a target with advantage.
Okay. So that is going to be 3 plus 4. That's 7 for
right.
the weapon damage, and then plus 2. So that is 2 sneak attack damage.
All right. It is still alive. Below, it's the form is crumbling. You can hear the blade coming down and like kind of crunching into the side of the shoulder. You can see when the arms just like kind of the clavicle and the collarbone just. All right. Anything else for you?
I am going to I'm going to try to I'm trying to figure out if I still have bonus action. I'm trying to figure out if I want to disengage or how tall are these beds?
They are lying on the ground. They're cots.
Fuck. Never mind. Never mind. I will disengage and take a 5 I just take a 5-foot step back. I'm not keen on getting slashed again so quickly.
All right. Elegant, you're up.
I'm gonna use that witch bolt.
Go ahead, roll damage. It automatically hits.
8.
8. How, as you kind of like release the bolts of lightning and like continue on the heavy, you can see now it's kind of just connects in around the skull. Just the bones begin to vibrate and begin to cracks begin to show along their edges as the electricity begins to just shivel through them at this point in time, with shunting out the more and more that aura before here and there. You hear this faint sizzle, crack, and pop. And Safi, you know the instant before it happens to duck down as the skeleton literally shatters and explodes.
Okay.
Death burst, death burst, death burst.
No, it's more dramatic than anything else, but
Still,
not an actual death burst, but more of the very just as the electricity. You know how when you microwave an egg for too long.
Ah, yes.
Who the fuck
The pop thing
microwaves
just
eggs?
pop.
don't do
Yeah.
that.
My roommate did at one point.
Oh no.
It was not. It was.
Okay.
Bad.
But we are out of initiative as the skeleton, as the now the upper half of this charged skeleton, the skull, quite literally having like this detonation, the bone sending bone fragments like just scattering everywhere at this point in time before the rest of the skeleton collapses down into the ground with a foot and bones just splay out across the floor.
Okay.
Raya's immediately looking at the other bodies, and he's gonna start making the move to just like unsheath his sword.
No, just wait before you do anything.
That
Is the first time that happened, I'm guessing?
yes, I've dealt with the occasional like almost turning to zombies, but a skeleton pulling themselves out of a still living body is something entirely new. What have you brought to my
We didn't bring
healer's clinic?
anything. I need to
One,
speak with you. How is the guy that we were working on who was like foaming at the mouth and shit?
He's subsided. He's back
Okay.
to stable.
May I speak to you outside of the tent with everybody else, please?
Yes, of course.
Terrace
Also,
is
how am I
fussing
feeling?
over
I've
Allegan.
used this twice now, and I don't know how that's. Also, how are my bone shards inside my body? Can I get those out, please?
You can go. You can go ahead and remove those. They're not too deeply in there, but they're deeply in enough in order to draw blood at this point in time. But definitely at this point in time, like for you, you're feeling pretty wiped because you've used it twice in one day, and like at this point in time, I need you to take a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, I know. I knew that was gonna come.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm feeling a roll. You look at Allegan, and he is already really pale. He looks wiped. Like this is the most exhausted you've seen him. His eyes are slightly sunken. You see a little bit of bloodshot in the whites. Um,
He's full.
he looks rough.
He's full sickly Victorian boy aesthetic.
Full sick Victorian boy. Yeah,
Do
does
not
the dude
weep
have a
for the
body
little
check?
Victorian boy.
You see that he actually, for the first time that you guys have seen, pulls out a like walking cane that just like kind of uncollapses from his pack and begins to kind of like lean on that heavily as you guys make your way to the entrance of the tent.
Terrace is hovering.
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's a lot. And kind of just sits heavily on wherever he can find. He is tired. It worked twice in one day, though. That's progress.
You're all looking down Allegan. You can see that from around Allegan's hand, blood is dripping.
That's good.
What?
And just
Terrace
takes
is
off
going
the
to just like casually dress Allegan's wounds and stuff, remove any shards, check to see if anything needs stitching.
Can I check on the tattoo? What's it doing? Is it swollen or anything, or is it fine?
It's swollen. Like and like you can tell like that there's there's fairly faint. It's almost like it's fresh. Like
Yeah.
it's almost actually like it's actively like the ink in it has almost gotten darker and deeper.
Okay.
Allegan,
Yes.
what is that?
It's a prototype.
Explain.
Say more words right now.
It's entirely safe. Fine. It's you know what I've been trying to do these past couple of years, yes?
No.
Barely.
Other than making myself a bother to various clerics, I've been developing a healing spell. And this is I call this one. It's not a particularly eloquent or inventive name, but Wizard Healing Prototype version 2.7. And he holds up his hand, and you see what looks almost like a black teardrop shape in like the center of his palm, except the tail of it leads to a band of black runic markings around his wrist.
Would, even as terrible as it is, could Raya roll an Arcana on that just to see if he's ever heard of anything like that from his mentor?
Sure. It's a high
Sappy
check.
is
Yeah.
No,
Sappy is
like
trying to memorize this.
it's
It
it's
is
not it's
a
not he's
stupid
not
name.
going to do
Very
anything
much so.
about that, but
I will say
that's a 17.
No, you've never heard of anything like this.
he
Yeah.
quickly shows it and then immediately like puts his sleeve back so that you can't see it. It's a very like quick flash and back.
So what is I'm not going to lie. It seems useful, Doc, but it seems like it's killing you.
It's not killing me. That's a lot. No, it's not great to use super often, and I generally only use it in emergencies, but we've had a lot of emergencies lately. It's so I've been using it a little bit more often than I'm used to, and it is having some side effects that are new and different.
I
Um,
What
Is
side
that
effects?
what caused the skeleton in there?
no. I'm just very tired now,
That
and
was
I
something else.
am a little bit of yeah, no. That is a concern, and mm,
let's address that real quick.
I
What
have nothing
first
to
thing
do with the
first?
skeleton.
No, not about that. You know what's going on. You know what's going on here. You seem like you
I
recognize this.
have a theory, and it's very bad if it's true.
Go
I looked
on.
to a terrace to be like, do we tell them? Like, what are we doing here?
We're in too deep, Doctor. They need to know. That way they can
Okay.
make an informed decision, and if they're leaving, they're leaving.
Okay. I would like to previously state that this is nothing that either a terrace or myself have done. We were, well, I was kind of just there. Safi is from the city, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would he have like heard about the hubbub of what happened a month ago? Like, I feel like that would, even if they kept it very
Vaguely.
quiet,
They get pretty quiet.
how much would have gotten out?
If it was a month ago, Safi probably actually wouldn't have heard it as a whole amount because they were kind of
Other things happened.
other things. Yeah.
Okay.
Raya wouldn't have because they are not really connected. So even though they were there, they weren't really connected to it.
Okay.
Safi would probably have just heard the fact that there was an attempted corpse robbery at a mortuary.
What?
Okay.
We did not steal a corpse.
I did not steal a corpse. I want to be so very clear about that. That has been an accusation that has been put out a couple times. I haven't stolen any corpse ever. All the corpses I acquire are ethical, sourced, and completely legal. A individual of semi-unknown origin happened to come into the hospital. He was suffering from a medical malady that we had never seen before. It was like nothing I'd ever seen, and I attempted to research it and found nothing. But when the individual eventually expired, they liquefied and left a skeleton, which then I took samples of the bones, and he pulls out a small vial, and you see 10 finger bones in the vial before he quickly puts it away. I don't know if anybody wants to make a perception check, but you might see there's a label on it.
You know what? Screw it. We're
Yeah.
in for a penny. Let's do it.
Yeah, please.
Oh, that's a set. Oh, I rolled a 7, so that's going to be a 12, I guess.
I rolled an 8. Safi's otherwise preoccupied with other things in his head.
Valid. I think you would probably just see Caladwin on it, than Raya. The last name is a little out of focus. And as he kind of slips it back in, the corpse, however, was it's very thankful that I have these, as the corpse was destroyed by what we think may, and not confirmed, so I wish to be very clear about this, a black dragon of very ancient proportions.
Low blink. Doc, I need you to repeat yourself because I'm pretty sure you said an ancient black dragon.
Who also may be a Draco Lich.
I would have preferred it if you just said the ancient black dragon and left it at that.
I wish it were so. We attempted to see if we could find any information about the corpse. I did not contact. Ateris contacted the Church of Kalimvor and got one of their cronies to come down and fiddle around. Unfortunately, whatever casting he was doing was not very well protected on his end and alerted whatever this creature could be, which is likely a Draco Lich. And they turned him into a meatball. And he kind of just like makes like a motion as if like a body being crushed.
It was not pretty.
The DC's kind of like just hand over their mouth.
And when those spikes hit me, I saw black scales, and I am concerned that whatever this creature is moving in on territory and may be. How far are we from the Neth stand from like
pretty
where
far.
at? We're pretty far. Okay,
You're
that's
like
what I thought.
you're like 300 miles, I think, like if not more.
I
Like this seems
didn't.
pretty far out of the way.
I would like to be so clear that if I thought that this would be a concern, I would have brought it up significantly before now. But we are miles, hundreds of miles away from the nest stand, which is where this creature was supposed to be, if it was even there. I
Tara, make an Arcana check for me, please.
Yeah. Where is my Arcana +2? Oh, don't fuck me, Red. Oh, thank you. 21.
20. All right. You need
21.
20 is, 20 is what you needed to roll. So.
oh
So for one thing that you briefly saw for Allegan when they healed that particular individual, you didn't recognize at the time, but thinking back just because of the having the motion, it was a rune that flashed on Allegan's forehead in draconic letters.
Hmm.
So as I
Melda. A terrace. A terrace. My brain. Allegan.
Not
Melda. Allegan. I am concerned that we have put a target on your back, or on your head, so to speak, when you cast that. When you pushed yourself, I saw something.
like
A flash, a rune of some form on your head.
where? And he like touches his face like
He like
And it's not there. It's not visible there now.
She's gonna poke where it showed. It flashed right here. I do not
What did
speak
it look like?
I do not speak Draconic, but I recognize the rune.
Do you know what it means?
Would I know what that rune means?
I will give you a history check.
Ooh.
This for you. I will give you advantage because of your age.
Oh. Let's go. Old people stories.
Please, please.
21.
21.
21.
There were in olden times. It is less so a magic that is sought out in nature recently, although it has made some comebacks in recent years. There were this is more magic that at one point in time was probably dealt more in terms of the closer those of ancient undead hags, and dragons to some extent, certainly, but also giants. And it was magic that was born typically of not omnipotence, but what's the term? Divination, into a sense. In the rune that you saw makes you think is very much so. It is a rune that is marked for death. In the rune that you get the feeling that this is marked for is that not necessarily healing in general, because that would be too often to the rune wouldn't have enough power for it. This is more an intervention in the saving of life and the prevention of death, of actual death, not necessarily like just someone's unconscious, pop them back up. But if they are dead and they are either stopped or revivified at some point in time in that way, shape, or form, then this rune calls out to nearby undead to come seek and search and kill.
Oh,
Ateris is going to quietly relay this in a tone that I don't think Allegan has quite heard be so grave since she first came back to the city after everything.
ah. That explains some things. So this is kind of also to the GM. Is this like a mark that is like a consequence of the magic that Allegan put on himself, or is this like I attracted the attention of a possible Draco Lich and they don't like me?
You get the
I
feeling
would
that
say
it's
it's
the
that.
intent, probably that.
Okay.
Also, unfortunately, I need to hop off because I need to go pick up my father from the airport.
No, you're good.
That's so
No,
valid. I
you're
think
good.
So I think
We've been
but I think that's a
doing a
good
decent
place for
session.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of discussion to be had going forward,
Yeah.
and this could last for
Yeah.
a while longer still.
Yep.
No, this actually would be a
Yeah.
good time for Corbin to actually come back and look for us too.
Indeed.
Yeah.
After
Okay.
they've had their nap at the point. So we will pick up there next time. Thank you all, everyone, very much for joining us in this exciting, fun-loving, creature-filled session of And We Went Out Roving. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and
We
have some
didn't
fun out there.
die.
Bye.
You didn't die.
Oh my god.
Bye.
Crow said the room obliterate this twink.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
pretty accurate.
Oh.
Well,
All right, so yeah, I do need to hop off. I'll probably hop onto my
go.
phone, and like I can chat while I'm driving. But
Yeah.
yeah, good job,
Nah, you're good.
everybody. You had some fun.
we didn't die.
You met
We didn't-
fun creatures.
We didn't die,
Yeah.
but Ali is
Oh.
marked for death, and Ateris is not going to stand for that.
Fuck.
And
Man.
also above table is like, were the people looking at him, did they recognize his mentor's crest?
Probably.
Oh, they did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'll be
dear.
something to approach in next episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to run off. I will be back in a bit. Probably.
Off you
Alrighty.
go.
Bye
All
bye.
right, go.
So you'll know what bullshit Allegan and
Was
I
our
got
session
into
0?
before
Our session -1 was crazy.
we
Safi has many thoughts.
Oh, that
Safi has
doesn't
so many
guys.
thoughts.
I just want you to
I
know, I have 12 pages of notes for my -1. I
Damn.
have 12 pages of notes. I got to speak with dead. We haven't even gotten into that. I got some shit is gonna come up in next session. I've
Oh,
got tea to
God.
spill. We've
next
got
session's gonna be full of shit because
holy shit,
Allegan's
y'all.
gonna Terrace is gonna have to talk about some stuff too.
We got
Oh my
shit to
God.
share. Like, oh fuck, guys! Next session's gonna be crazy.
Safi's feeling so normal right now.
Yeah,
Ryan
I'm just
is-
feeling
worried
so
about
so
them.
normal.
Poor Safi is dealing with shit.
Yeah, and we level up, right?
Yeah.
Terrace is maybe regressing a little bit in all of the strides
Oh.
she's made since returning
Yeah.
to Yelash.
Nick.
Yeah, Terrace
And
is panicking.
oh,
I am-
Coleman, that art looks so good.
I'm going to have to double back and read it again, because for a while I forgot to take notes, and I got to
Yeah.
a point where I couldn't really
That is the bonus of the VODs.
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm. I can also share some notes.
Oh man.
Oh God.
We
Wait,
got some
what
stuff
fan
to
art
talk
do we?
about.
Oh
Yeah, we got new fan
my
art.
God.
Yeah.
Yo, this looks good.
I'm so hyped. Cal, that looks so fucking good.
Oh my
I
God.
just realized I'm free from commission hell, which means I can actually just draw shit
Yes.
from this game. Oh my God.
Oh,
Ah!
you get to break
Oh.
free.
Oh my God.
You get to break
Oh.
free.
Yeah, there is so
What
much that's
corpses
going
I
to be
require?
discussed next session.
I just saw what Ursa put in quotes. Policy corpses
Oh,
I
no,
require
I think-
ethically so
yeah.
it's completely legal.
I think I freaked out Sponge. I think I freaked out Sponge.
Also,
Nah.
if Ateris can get our new Woad friend to grow some Ateris roots for her, she can create a salve for Raya and Safi that will negate the smell of the citronella.
Oh.
So a terrace root can be made into a salve that essentially cuts out like bad smells and stuff like that. The key is you cannot ingest it. She will be making this extremely noted because it can be deadly if you ingest it. But that is what she is named after.
Aw. Oh man.
Yes,
what a fucking
if
session.
anyone would like to check out our VODs and the like, you can do so via my YouTube channel. Let me.
Looking at it right
You've
now.
got that linked on the card, yeah?
I do, and I also popped the link in chat.
Sweet. Yeah, you can find our links for all of our socials through
Sweet.
the card. So if you go to awwor.card.co, you can find our official Tumblr. Our other socials, you've got our email if you wish to submit art through there instead of Tumblr. And you've got links to the YouTube where our VODs will be uploaded. So this episode will be posted, I think by the time it finishes processing, in about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it will also be linked on all of the socials as well as my Discord channel. We do have a specified little Awwor Discord section on my Discord channel. If you would like to follow that, it is in the info down below. You can come, you can chat with us, you can post your own quotes that you like, whatever you would wish. It's a lot of fun. And there's some neat fan art there. I'm loving all the art we're getting.
Yeah. It's so good, pal. Oh, it's so pretty. We got art, and it's exciting. Also, the stuff that
Shoop did an amazing piece of a terrace, and I'm so in love with her.
I mean, it's really hard to make a terrace like that. They're so pretty.
I love a terrace. A terrace is having a minor panic attack, but it's fine. It's fine. She's totally not panicking that she's potentially going to lose
die?
another loved person. She's
I'm
not
going to
worried
die.
about herself. She doesn't care about herself.
I may die.
That
Beloved
is
DM.
not good for
Hello,
her.
beloved DM. Fox, can I just say, Staffy
Yeah.
is doing fucking work
Yeah.
in combat.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Monks are
Months,
crazy.
baby.
No,
Also,
I'm not.
Raya's fucking stealth is wonderful.
I'm just
Monks and
absolutely
rogues are insane.
chewing.
No, I just love the fact that afterwards, like, it's not working. Close fist. Oh, right.
Yes.
And it's great because I was already planning Flurry of Blows, but it made it even better.
Man.
I'm really loving seeing how the team is starting to like come together and flow together during
Mhm.
battles and stuff. It's great.
I hide behind my not wife.
Well, that's the thing. If
Take the step away and make it easier for the DM to hit you.
You know,
that's the
I
thing.
didn't know.
If anyone is within 5 feet of me, as long as I've got superiority die, I can use bait and switch and keep you guys safe.
And then I stepped out of
amazing.
that. By
and then you
stepped.
stepped out of that and got fucking shot by finger claws.
Oh man, I'm just saying, if you hadn't given me that temporary health, I would have been below half.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It would
gonna
have been
say.
bad. I am
It's
a
really-
little baby man. and I
it's-
can't
I'm-
take it.
I'm actually very sad because there is one thing I've been trying to find an advantage to do, and it involves the wormtail.
Mm.
Yes.
I actually have a feature where if I sneak up on someone, as a bonus action, I can actually trip them with my tail,
Yes.
and then the next attack I do does bonus damage.
Oh shit.
Iconic.
If a terrorist sees you doing this, a terrorist may ask you to teach her how to do that.
It's like that would be pretty cool because there's a lot more you can do with his tail, but I do not think being able to swing from an awning with his tail is something that you would like to do.
No, but being able to trip people in battle is definitely up her alley.
Incredibly.
It'll probably depend upon also the creature type as well, because a spiky or fiery or like something other creature probably
Yeah.
not the most ideal in order.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it is a very useful tool. Tripping is very powerful as a bonus action.
Absolutely.
It's good shit.
Ateris is gonna be learning shit from everyone at this point. What can Safi teach Ateris? Because Ateris is
Punch.
learning Find
No clue.
Familiar from Ali. And if she
Actually,
sees this,
there is actually something I think Ateris could potentially learn from Safi, but we'll see when it comes up if
That
it's
is
something
valid.
that is actually, because Safi hasn't had to do that so far, so like,
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
well, I mean, not necessarily.
No?
No.
Want to
Just-
raid to hot oh, I just saw your message.
Yep.
Yeah, we shall.
I get to have the next 3 days off, so
Oh,
I
hell
might
yeah.
actually
Hell
it's like, so
yeah.
I might actually be able to do something here. I might actually be able to finish that picture of mine.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I've got
Yes.
some new character art.
Oh,
I
you
literally
want to
have
know?
Clipstudio
You,
open.
want to know one of the bonuses to if you guys do follow the Blue Sky account for Awwor? You'll be able to see the spicy fan art.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh.
So,
I
yeah.
was so happy when you all decided to go to the commissary. It was like, oh, they get to see the little thing
Look,
with the
my-
head COVID.
No,
My son.
I only met him for a little bit, but if anything happens, Mariah is going to hurt a lot of people.
I love
I've
this.
had it for 3 minutes, and if anything
Ghibli-ass-
happens to him, I'll kill myself and everyone around me.
I love this Ghibli meets Senshi freaking Woodward. He is adorable.
I'm going to smuggle him out of this city. Like I
Don't.
Please do not. Do not.
I want Woad friend.
We will actively oppose you for that.
Why?
Yeah,
Woad
it's not the
friend.
Did
Right.
you ask?
This
Did you
is not
ask
him.
Yeah,
This
ask
is
the
them.
Woodwode maybe.
I'm gonna ask him first. Consent is important.
Is this going
It's
to
not the
be
dragon
like
bread
one
branding that'll
of?
get you like separate from the party. It'll be the smuggling out of the bog load.
This is going to be one of those situations where Terrace
Look
and
at
Alligator
him.
are arguing like a married couple.
adopting
Because
the son.
Terrace won't let him keep the Woodward.
We could put him in the guard. You never let me have anything fun.
I understand.
Unless you have
I
plenty fun.
Also, Midge, I understand now.
What? The reference?
No,
can put
no,
him in the
no.
car.
From earlier today. I understand now.
Oh. Nice.
Okay. So I guess we should probably raid to someone.
Yeah, I'm setting that up right now. So I've just been vibing while we chat and watching the fan art.
Yeah.
The wheel of fan art.
Wonderful, wonderful
Oh,
fan art. All right, so we are going to raid over to Roll for Hotness. They are also currently playing D&D. So go get your tabletop build, gang. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Thank you all for hanging out. Thanks for joining us today. And yeah, if you can't behave, don't get caught. And have a wonderful time,
Cause
gang.
trouble.
That was good trouble.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Brr.
Bye-bye.
Bye.